on time. Like, actively, like, right on time. Whoops, everyone's gonna get double pinged. My bad, chat. Oh, there we go. My bad. I'm sorry for the double ping, chat. Sorry for the double ping. Yo, Rain, congrats on the first. Let's go! Woo!
Hi, Ori8th.
Hello, how's it going? Let me open the thing on my phone, and then I should be good to go. Boodaloo. There we go.
Hi. Okay, there we go. Yo, thanks so much for the... Yo, what's up, Grass? How's it going? Thanks so much for the cat ears. I appreciate it. Yo, what's up, Lorenzi? How's it going? Welcome in, everybody. Oh, my goodness. Oh, I apologize, guys. I apologize that I'm going to do this to you, but I am. Hello, how's it going, Lorenzi? Thank you for people joining in. You guys are absolutely amazing. Hi, Mage. How's it going? Oh, I'm going to get hated for that. Ori.
Thank you so much for the hydrate. I got a big thing of water.
Having definitely not seen you in the last 30 seconds.
Obviously, I haven't seen you in years, Crow. Arguably years. R34 expansion win. R34 expansion. Oh, it's already here. What are you talking about? Have you been on the internet? I will tell you why. It's because Mix It Up was supposed to be closed. It wasn't, and I got a lot of power overnight. That was the best feeling hydrate I've had in so long, dude. Yeah. In the middle of D&D session, I'll be quietly lurking. D&D, you say. You say the forbidden, you speak of the forbidden scriptures. That was a joke. I love you, Jilly. I hope you have a lot of fun. Chat, I need to hear an archetype. I need to hear an archetype for the lights. Give me an archetype for the lights. I'm drawing something cute. Oh, interesting. Wait, tell me about it. Tell me all about it. Reminds me of the Ultra Kill Sex update question. God damn it.
Inquisitor.
Ah, here, Inquisitor. Man, we don't get a lot of Inquisitor ones. That's actually kind of awesome. Okay, give me just a second. I'll do that. Okay, chat. I have some fucking stories, and we have some shit to work. Black, purple on that, and here we go. Thank you so much for the Inquisitor lights. Don't see that very often. Honestly, I'm kind of a fan. Thank you so much for the lurk. Lurk for power, chat.
Slides in on a giant stained pane of purple stained glass asterisk. Hi, Ori. Hi, hello, hi, how are you? Hi.
Oh, thank you. Hi, Dino. How's it going? Hello. How go? Who do? How go?
Are you going to do the other half of the history anytime soon?
Other half of what history? I understand, Munchie. Of which history? What history and which history? What are we talking about? Chat, I don't have enough brain cells for this. Kicking as we speak. Love this. I absolutely love this. Oh my gorshness. Oh my goodness.
I hosted a session for Dino and they only posted half of it.
Oh, I understand. I'm sitting there talking to someone else about the West March. I get it. I get it.
I assume they are talking to someone else about West March.
That makes sense. I understand. Dude, yesterday was a crazy day for me. Yesterday was one hell of a day. Dude, oh my goodness. Grass, Jawbone, I appreciate you so much, dude.
Love.
That's so awesome to see you. It's so awesome to see you guys. Yesterday was an 18-hour workday. I will not be put to sleep. Dino Alpha 2 others. Sunday and Master, I think. That sounds like a lot of fun. Did you guys have fun?
18 is a lot of hours.
It's a handful of hours. I would say. Said if you make a mistake, you are free to exploit it. I had informed you as soon as I was aware it did not get much power as I could have either. No, you are correct. And you did completely exploit it. And you did nothing wrong, technically. However, in spirit of it, I also exerted my rights to use the caravan command. Someone end him right. Someone end him to sleep right now.
Sleep, but it can make a decent substitute for a time.
That is right. That is exactly how I feel about it. Right after stream, we went to the warehouse and packed for about 5.5 hours. Yep. So yesterday we got out at like noon. I want to say, yeah, about noon.
An RN.
Wow. Around noon, we went to the warehouse to go begin packing, and I went all the way up to stream, and then I was late to stream, and then I streamed up until about 11 my time, and then once I ended stream, we went straight back to the warehouse. We were there until 6 a.m. And then this morning, oh, that's a shot of hot sauce. All right, fuck. Okay, I'll go grab that in just a second. I'm almost out of hot sauce. And then once we got back, I went to bed and I woke up at like noon the following day, which was today, and went to go ship them out. And I've been doing shipping for about 3 hours today. That was a quarter of the shipments, chat. That was 1/4 of the shipment. Oreo hot sauce? Didn't expect that. Yeah, it's kind of a thing around here. Give me just a second. So there's still a lot to do, chat. However, I can luckily say that I have a lot of stories.
That's Daranid. I could never do that.
There's a lot to do.
Bonk.
It's too hot outside for this shit, chat.
Oh my god.
Hugs for Roy, I appreciate you. When you start approaching the 6-hour mark of sleep, you can start restraining him so he can sleep. Oh my god.
Command. Also, hi Rain.
Oh yeah. Please don't do that during our session. Do what during our session? Woo! Phew. Goodness me, goodness me. Bring hot sauce? I will not. I will not be. That is just a Twitch redeem thing. That's a stream thing. It's a special stream thing. 2 minutes ads. Oh, I apologize. Hands up for ads up, chat. We got 100k orders so we can make it sleep. No, wait, no. No, we have so much to do. Chat, I will not let any of this stop me from having a wonderful gosh darn stream. We're gonna have a great fucking stream today. We're gonna have a great goddamn stream. I will not be put out. I'm drinking pineapple juice today. Ooh, that sounds amazing. Stories? I do have a few stories. I'm gonna wait till the ads end. Oh, what's up, Virgo? How's it going? Better pick. You probably sleep after I'm filing for divorce. No, not the divorce. I can't have a divorce. I don't like paperwork. Yes, I do plan on taking a nap. I do have a
chair on Rain's behalf.
I'm gonna be so honest. I do have a lot of other things that aren't shipping that I still have to do, but I do plan on at least sleeping. I do plan on sleeping. I swear. Get to bed. I need to cozy for story. Oh, but of course. I am so ready, dude. Like, I'm dead ass. I'm so pumped. I'm so fucking pumped, dude. I'm so ready. Oh. Anyways. Oh, I just learned, chat. I just learned today. This is a total side tangent. But I just learned today that YouTube is going to start, apparently, I presume that this is, once, the channel has garnered enough of an audience. Yo, thank you so much, Master Pikmin. Thank you for the follow, buddy. Welcome in. Make yourself at home. I appreciate you being here. Shot of hot sauce was basket from an actual shot glass was fun and miserable. Yeah, I've been there. I've been there. On YouTube, apparently, they're going to start auto-dubbing, my videos, which is... Thank you for the 75 bits, Crow. God damn it. They're gonna start auto-dubbing my videos, which is really interesting. I didn't know that was a thing. But they're going to automatically dub my videos for languages other than English, because all my videos are in English.
At Master Pikmin, welcome in.
I didn't know that was a thing that they did. I presume that it's like a minimum level of audience, because there was no like prerequisites that they gave me for that. They just said, we're gonna start doing that now. Yep. Yeah, auto-dubbing. Hey, what's up, Master Pikmin? Thank you for the lurk. I appreciate it. Lurk for power, chat. Thank you so much for the 100 daily biddies. You're amazing. Thank you so much.
Ray Nice Falling just shared 100 bits.
Excuse
daily
me.
biddies.
Oh my god. It is not helpful, dude, that it is hot outside. Like, I know that, okay, I can't always say that it's like excruciatingly hot outside, because I know that so many people here, it is so much hotter during the summer or right now. But for me, dog, This is really hot. This is really hot. It's like 90 degrees Fahrenheit. That's like roughly like 30 degrees Celsius, I want to say. Time might go below
It's
50
winter
hours.
here.
Oh my goodness.
Smiley face.
Yeah, okay, I was gonna say, I know it's not summer in the southern hemi, so I don't know. I'm not sure if you remember this, but I'm medic playstyle, dude. Yo, mask, no way! I remember that comment. That's so funny. It's 110 Fahrenheit where I used to live. Ugh. Oh my god, that's terrible. Oh. It is AI auto-dubbing, and I have heard it's not good. I did not know that. I hate auto-dubbing. I wish there was a thing to deactivate it. The jump scare of going into an English video and hearing the most generic Spanish is awful. That's terrible. Like 89 here, yeah. Also, the 13th, don't forget that YouTube AI will be in place, and if it detects you're 17 and under, you will have upload a picture of your ID? What? No way, dude. Now somehow thankful for Canada weather. Goodness.
EUAI.
Yo, what's up? Thank you so much, Cosmo. I actually do have an AC. That's what this is. This is an AC unit. It's just that the warehouse that I'm working out of does not have one.
Yeah, screw that.
Mm-hmm. Heck that, dude. Heck that. Go away. All good. All good. Oh, okay. Chat, so when I'm packing these boxes, I have a few pictures, and I think that realistically I'll probably be posting some of them on like Instagram and stuff like that. Jesus Christ, the knocking scares the shit out of me, dude. Fuck you, mystery box. I'm gonna check real quick. I'm gonna look through some of these pictures and make sure. Thank you so much for the 100 biddies. I appreciate it. And the realistic knocking terrifies me each time. I have to check through the pictures because sometimes people ask me for custom notes and I'll draw them.
At
and
Diamond Kirby box.
If they're like super custom or they're super like unique and stuff like that, sometimes I'll take a picture of them. Excuse me. And I think I might go ahead and take a picture of a few of them and post them on Instagram. Oh my goodness. It's been so fun looking at what people request. This makes me happy. I kind of wanna chat. Yo, what's up, Cosmos? How's it going? Kirby box. People in the EU are already circumventing it with IDs that say they're over 18 but don't belong to an account holders. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Yeah, I think I might do that. Chat, would it be cool if I did that real quick? Could I do that real quick? I'll need to whip out my phone. Feel free to post mine. It's the one with the book. It's the the one with the book. Thank you for the posture check. I did see the suggestion. I have your suggestion for an AC. I have one right here. I don't have one for the warehouse, but it's not my warehouse, so I can't really do yeah, I saw that. But it's not my warehouse, so I can't really do that. All right, chat. I think I'm gonna post this on Insta real quick, and then I can go over them. We have a lot to do. I'm gonna post this picture so that I can show you guys because there's a very specific picture I want to show you guys. We have a folding table in this warehouse. Give me just a second. Yeah, this one. This one. And this one. This one's funny. Okay. I'm gonna post them real quick. And then I can show you guys what I'm talking about. Thank you guys so much for the lurk. Yo, Headless! Thank you so much for the lurk. Lurk for power, chat. Lurk for power. Absolutely. Okay. Go like this. Oh, not that one. No, not that one. That one. Yes. Okay. I'll show you guys what I'm talking about here in just a second. And then, did I have... Oh my goodness, I have to make sure I don't repeat these by accident. Got that one.
Orange ones.
And then that. And then that. And then that. Orange ones? What are the orange ones? Company intern here. You have been hydrated. Let's go. Ah, cat ears. Thank you guys so much for the cat ears. Lamau the box. God damn it. Yay, Ori cat. Oh, he has cat ears. Oh my god, when I just
LMAO.
caught it. Suggestion to buy cat ears. Then the cat ears come from the mystery box. For anyone who doesn't know, that is very rare. So congrats on the cat ears. And then Rain's like, oh, he has orange cat ears. And then he get, oh my god, that's so funny. It's meant for me. It was specifically meant just for you.
Laughing face.
This is so funny. Nope, stop, nope. Boom. Okay, got that one.
Bomb.
Okay, got that. And then this one.
We sent Jill's fate into the star.
Oh,
Gold.
whoops. Not that one, not that one. Then we go like this. Okay, I'm almost done with the post. Chat. I'm sorry. Give me just a second. How much gold do you have? 32k? Oh my goodness, we're gonna pull out the roulette wheel again. Almost got a star with my bomb. the bombs are... Oh my god. How do you have that much gold, Crow?
Gold.
What? How? How even? How do you do that? Goodness me.
Time to head back to reading the V0.9 rulebook.
I love that. I hope you enjoy it. For anyone who doesn't know, Utopia will be available
again.
for actual retail here very, very soon. So when I go to talk about these shipments, which
Sad.
I'm going to do right after this post, or if you have any questions about it, you're free to ask. But once all these shipments are done, and I give a little bit of a talk about where we're at with those, it'll be available for retail once the backers have been taken care of. Yes, absolutely. Anytime. You're always free to ask questions here and in Discord. Okay.
How do I dress up by little cube guy?
How do you have to dress up your cute little guy? Let's go like this. I have a command for that. There you go. It's different depending on whether you're on PC or mobile. I'm not a masochist.
Dear Oridont, what do you Ori do instead of Ori don't?
What? And blap, and then all the other stuff. And then that. And then a bunch of words.
What do you Ori do instead of Ori don't? 3.
What? And then that. And then that. And then. And then. That's good. That's good. Okay, at least now so I can just show it. This is good enough so I can just show it. Stop, dude. Oh my god, stop.
Attack Divide Bino.
There we go. Okay, let me pull
Dual
these up so I can show you
Divide
guys. Why? Don't make me do this again.
Accept.
Ah! Oh my goodness. Instagram, why? Like that, and then. Please.
Bomb.
Actually, start start to do what the point of the stream is. We're going to. I always have 30 minutes of just chatting generally. Usually 30 minutes on the just chatting screen.
I finally made it to a Steam LOL.
Yo, what's up, some dude? Welcome in, buddy. How are you doing? Okay. So, this right here, congrats on the first Minchi. This is some of the little bits of drawings that I've done inside them. But this shipment, okay, so this table, you'll see right here, this table is where all of these were. This right here, this is all of the first wave of shipments right here. Hold on a second, I need to check something. Let me make sure of something. Sorry, this is really important. Okay, that's what I thought.
Who's got a question?
Question? What? Oh no, did somebody get a question? No fucking way, chat. You guys are insane. Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, I was just making sure. Sorry. So story time, chat, story time. These shipments right here, these right here, you got it, Forger? Oh my goodness. Okay, 5 minutes on the clock, chat, at the 26-minute stream mark. That's crazy. All of these packages, so these are all the Utopia books in the first wave, right? So all of those books were in the first wave. And that table on the side there was where we were setting them, and we had this table was stacked up like taller than me, dude. It was like all of these were like stacked up on this folding table that we've been using for like the entire time. So we're like, you know, like an accumulative like 10 hours into packaging and shipping all of these. And they're all set on this folding table. And I remember, I'm not a masochist, no. And I remember at one point, so Crow was with me. Crow was helping me serialize and unpackage everything.
To Sky.
And we had all of these laid out on this folding table, and I'm using one end of the folding table to kind of like you know, do some of the writing, the packaging, the shipping, and everything like that, putting the cards in, whatever.
Glad to see Wizards of the Coast and whoever made Pathfinder are getting competition.
Real. And at one point, so Crow was using like a knife to open up plastic and stuff like that, and I hear a tink, right? Which I thought, and I hear Crow say, "Oh fuck." And in my head, I'm like, oh, Crow dropped something. That was the first thing that popped into my mind. And then Crow goes, that's not good. And I turn to Crow and I'm like, what? And Crow says, look. And I watch as this table with 200 shipments of Utopia is going like this. And it's like, I can see it actively going down. Like, it's going down more and more and more. And I'm like, no. I'm like, that table is full of internationals right now. Like, I cannot mess with those. Once I slap that label on there, dude, that label is paid for, dude. That's just money, right? And if that label goes out, I'm screwed. Like I told you guys, that first set of labels, that 250 labels was like $10,000. And I'm like, I can't do anything with that. So I literally, like, I see this and I sprint out and I literally just stand under it and I go like this and I just hold it up. And I'm like, Crow, please take these books off of the table. And Crow's just coming up and just like carrying as many as possible. These books are heavy, dude. These books are really heavy. That's like 600 pounds of books on that table right now, which, you know, in hindsight makes sense that the table started to give out. But we didn't think about it at the time and everything was fine. You know, it showed no signs of it, but this thing is like sagging in the middle and it's like, it's going down. I'm watching this happen in like a split second. I drop up and I'm just like holding it like this. Like my arms and my legs are shaking, dude. My legs and my body hurts so bad from yesterday, but I'm like, I can't right now. I cannot deal with this right now, please. Holy shit, dude. That was fucking wild. It was so crazy, dude. I had goosebumps for like an hour. I appreciate you, Max. Thank you so much. Hey. What's up, Bricks? How's it going? Forevermore at the stream of the BG. Ooh. Sounds like a lot of fun, Lorenzo. I appreciate it. Have a strawberry milk. I would love a strawberry
Ori,
milk.
I remember this was asked but told it needed a question, so. What about the Wayward was changed after S1 of PS?
Okay, that's actually a really interesting question. What about the Wayward has changed after season 1 of Pius? So after is kind of a strong word because it is kind of like towards the end, but most of the repercussion is coming afterwards. For TLDR, there is for the people who have been watching the Pius Redemption stream for a while, you probably remember that there is kind of a rift a little bit. There's a little bit of a rift by season 1. There's a little bit of rift that was leading into the Wayward, right? Which is a bad thing. The Wayward doesn't want that, and the people don't want that from the Wayward. There's a lot of repercussions that comes to something like that. What ended up happening that became a problem is that there's more of that happening. There's more of that happening in other places, and it's becoming more common. Which is a huge problem because we're talking about, so imagine for a second, right? When we talk about demi-dimensions, I feel like the first one that comes to mind for a lot of people is the basement, right? The basement is an abstraction. The demi-dimensions are kind of abstract in nature a lot of the time. So if you take this abstract world and you smack it into, or you make a rift that leads into, you know, a real plane like Paya, you know what I mean? There becomes a lot of discontinuities and a lot of rupturing that happens. And that is becoming much more common very quickly. Which is an exceptionally bad thing. That's about as much information as I think I can give without giving spoilers. Wizrad, don't look at me like that. Don't you dare look at me like that. Thank you for the lurk again, Arch Wizrad. Goodness me. The tea is simmering. The tea is simmering. Chat, that was oh, but I guess all this Utopia story kind of leads to
questions to ask somewhere. I've gotten a total of 4 questions from the mystery box.
You did see a pond.
Like to see the list if I can.
I know, Blue Mage. I'm being very careful. I'm being very careful.
Also, did I see a pond?
What's that? Give me just a second, chat. No. Oh. Make sure that it's not. It's also fluid. That's what I was assuming, but like, I'm not even thinking.
Oh, the camera is too good. Problem.
Oh.
Whisper, whisper.
Whisper, whisper. Hi, Cherry. God damn it. Thank you for the high cherries. I love this. But that is to say, chat, that with all this Utopia shenanigans and the storytelling, that means that the first wave went out. The first wave has gone out. It's out of my hands. It's gone through to the post office. It's off my table, and it's out. That means that there are some people who are going to be sent their copies now. They're on their way. Now, I don't want to make too many promises here. Like, please take what I say with a grain of salt, because I need to make sure that everything goes smoothly before I promise, like, oh, you're going to have it in this time. You know what I mean? First wave is out. Yes. I appreciate you a lot. So that means that a decent chunk of them, about a quarter of the copies, have gone out of my hands. Mine is in that wave. I won't be able to answer that question a lot of the time. And I'm going to try really hard to keep these waves as close together so it just kind of ships out. You know what I mean? Unfortunately and realistically, as I'm sure a lot of people know, if you live in the US, it's going to come a lot faster. It's going to come a lot faster if you live in the US. But I still shipped a whole ton of them. And my goal, I have the new bubble mailers coming in which is those black bags that you see in the Instagram post. I have new bubble mailers coming in on Wednesday, and everything after that is, yeah, domestic will absolutely arrive first. There's definitely no questions about that. A new pack for all of the rest of them that I need are coming in Wednesday, and that should be all of the supplies I need for the rest of the shipments. And when that happens, my goal is going to be to ship 100 packages a day, which means it'll be like 6 days following Wednesday. I might try to clean up on the weekend and see if I can get it out in that time. Now, let me say that especially when it comes to international shippings, when it comes to normal shippings, there's things that can go wrong. Things can get turned around. If there was a miscalculation on the weight or the size, then it can come back to me. There could be delays and extra costs that need to be paid before they go out, but...
Yay, I finally made my little guy.
There's the first wave is going out, chat. The first wave is going out. Hi, Elf Mage! How's it going? What's up? It's finally time. Soon, I know. With a question mark. We have some AG to work on, chat. I think we have some AG to work on. If you guys have any questions, I'll give you guys for a little bit.
I can't wait to hold IT and sniff IT.
I want to sniff it. Show.
At Sky_Heights, I've been here the entire time, so yes.
So, I just want to make sure that everything goes well. Now, I'm pretty sure
I'm a cat now.
There's one specific place where internationals are really kicking my ass right now. But as far as I know,
Also
all of the internationals
because I was bombed.
should be handled. Everything should be handled as far as I know. There's a few exceptions to that, and I'm gonna have to figure out how to deal with it. I have no idea. But show some messages? Are you talking about in the front of the book? When is my book? I'm so timid, I'm so scared, I'm so nervous, I'm so excited. One specific place. There's one specific place that is really difficult to ship to, I have learned. It is very difficult to ship to one specific place. Oh, what's up, Fuzzard? Oh, thanks, I think. Christ almighty. Do I know about it? I have no idea. I don't know if there's any reason not to say what it is. I'm just not, just in case. I don't know. I'm just being paranoid. Antarctica? I hear that it is probably difficult to ship to Antarctica. How many addresses are in Antarctica? I'm so curious. Show. Are we talking about the messages in the front of the book? I can show this again. I popped them open for a little bit. They're on Instagram right now, if you guys are curious. This is on Instagram.
At Thielfmich,
I have
managed
no
to
idea
get
where
two
you are.
questions in a row from the box.
Fucking Wild Forager.
At the Forager 56, I noticed.
You're on Instagram? Okay, I'll show them on here. I'm gonna show them on here. So these are some of the messages that are inside the inside cover of the book. So for people who got signed copies during the Kickstarter backing, there's an option that was given to add a custom message request or to request something, you know, like to dedicate it to somebody, to ask for, you know, a little thing. So I ended up taking pictures of some of the ones that I thought were really fun and unique and stuff like that. So these were some of the inside covers that I drew. This is what Rain was talking about. This is Pond. Pond is a little slime. So someone's book is gonna have Pond inside it. Casting fireballs, are we? I would never. What was that, chatbot? Oh my goodness. My little guy, my beloved. This one I actually.
My perfect creature.
So I just wanted to show off some of the little thingies. There was definitely some of them, like, I never showed what the prompts were that prompted some of these, because some people asked for something very specific, and some people were like, just have fun with it. And honestly, by looking at them, I don't really remember for a lot of them. For some of them I do, but some of them I don't. So each one of these have just a little drawing or a little doodle or a little message somewhere in there. Thank you for the bees in chat.
I'm excited for people to receive these. I'm really excited for people to receive these. Did you already read all the messages? Which messages? All of the messages? No, I cannot art. Incorrect. There's I've gone through the first 215. Don't get me wrong, like I've skimmed the list and stuff like that, but I couldn't like recollect. Like there's you know there's a lot of messages that I have gone through, so I probably couldn't remember a lot of them super well and stuff like that. But I am doing my best to kind of go through them. But I only had like a strong interaction with the first 250, to say the least. No, disagree. I disagree. I cannot art, and partially because I don't want to. There's a chance you haven't seen mine yet. Interesting. I'm scared and intrigued. No, don't Ori can art. You get that away from here. You get that out of here. Chat, we're going to go ahead and get started. There's going to be an ad in about 10 seconds, give or take. It's going to be 2 minutes of ad, just so you know. But let's get to a little bit of talking about where we are in the Adventures Guide right now. Ori not only can art, but Ori is art, goddammit. I really thought this said Ori can't art, and I got so excited for a second. We all say, AG time, woo! Yes, it is AG time, chat. It is AG time. So for anyone who doesn't know, we did end up finishing every single strategy. I think there was like one that was missing. I think I saw this the other day. I think there's like one strategy that's missing. Yep, right here. Study of balance. The low tier study of balance isn't here. I don't know what happened to it. I don't know if it never got done and we just walked away from it. I don't remember, but it's not there. There is no low tier study of balance for some reason. But we can figure that out at some point, I'm sure. If anybody needs a recap on how the AG works mechanically or what a strategy is, for instance, let me know and I can go over it. If you don't know how to play Utopia, this is going to get really confusing. So if you don't play Utopia, let me know beforehand, so that I don't give you like the breakdown.
The entire AG system.
Oh yeah, you know what the problem is, chat? I don't know if the rework the Magecraft tree meme has entered chat yet. But I think that what we need to do in the AG is completely rework the Magecraft tree from scratch.
Overhaul spellcraft.
All of it. Overhaul spellcraft completely. That's what we need to do here.
It's a joke. Don't take this seriously.
Take this very seriously, chat.
It's not fucking happening.
There's so many funny things. Okay, there was actually one that I really want to go over because momentum needs to change. I'm so sorry, ranged attackers, but momentum needs to change.
Lurk.
There we go. Okay, there we go. Momentum has changed, and I want Rix to see that. He's just about to use that? Yeah. Overhaul the Magecraft system jokes. Kill me. I'm gonna look now and watch this man, and my brain does not have the power to understand. I appreciate you, Mac. I appreciate you.
In the core guide.
Yes. Yeah, let me just go ahead and do that real quick. Yeah, all the stuff that's printed, I'll just send it back. You guys will have to send it all back to me. We'll just restart the manufacturing process from here. It'll be fine. It should only take a couple years, chat. We're good. Are you considering releasing for Utopia book with the information you need to play the game? That is what the prototype is for. So the prototype is playable. It has the errata in the back. It is annoying. The errata is annoying if you want to play the system as it currently is, but it is the free version of the game that is completely playable, and all of the fundamental facets of the game are the same in the prototype. So you can learn to play the game through the prototype. What you need to do is rewrite a bunch of spec talents. Yeah, let's just rewrite a bunch of spec talents, chat. But I think what I'd like to work on today, if possible, there's two big things, right? There's features, and then there are specialist talents. So we talked about some of the specialist talents, the discipline specialist talents.
My copy of the book is going to be left blank, I believe, since I didn't request anything specific and pointed out that I was fine with it being unsigned.
Okay, Ty.
At the
Specialist
cat
BBB.
yup. Specialist me BB.
Will the prototype be available indefinitely? Yep, it's on the website, and
Okay,
once the
Ty
actual
LMAO.
but once
the actual product goes out for retail, the prototype will still be there. The prototype will stay there. I'm gonna go over some of the specialist sounds. So again, if anybody doesn't know how the AG works or the Adventurer's Guide works and wants to know how the Adventurer's Guide works, let me know, because there's gonna be a handful of things to go over. Hopefully at some point I can have some more visual diagrams of how it works.
Very nice fouling. Watch the entire inside page of his copy be drawn on.
Anyways, we have a lot of yeah, no, there's definitely unsigned. Technically would be the only unsigned prototype, which makes it more expensive. No, there's every single Kickstarter version got serialized. Not every Kickstarter version got signed. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We only have 6 specialist talents to do? What? 7. No, 6. Only 6 specialist talents for the... Jesus Christ. Okay, so Deathbringer's the Gladiator one. When a melee attack can make its creature whose current SHP is equal to its maximum, reduces it at SHP 0. That's right! That's right! If you carve through someone's SHP in a single hit, then their DHP gets reduced that much. That's so gross. Oh, Ty. I remember. When you craft an unstable item, you may spend half as much time crafting. If you do the stack limit is quadruple, then it's consumed in 1 hour instead. That's right. Black hats are so gross. It's funny how the Gladiator and the Black Hat go so well together. Because stats, having that many stacks is so good for big weapons that do a shit ton of damage. And this really loves weapons that do a shit ton of damage. This is so funny. Deathbringer is also going to be great for sniper builds. Have I done ties? I'm not going to answer anything about whose I've done or anything like that, mostly for privacy concerns. So I'm not going to answer any questions of have I done this specific person's unless they request me to say it. If a person says, have you done mine? Do you remember doing mine in a public space? I will answer it in the same space that they ask me. However, I won't answer on somebody else's behalf. Spellbender, you may spend 6 turn actions.
Talking about? Who are we doing and for what?
Well, we're talking about 2 things.
What about your old Voltaic?
I don't think I've seen yours yet, Volt. No, I'm relatively confident I have not. Which just means that it wasn't in first wave. But like I said, I'm gonna try to do 100. I'm gonna try to do 100 a day. Yes, so we're talking about signing and shipping out Kickstarter Utopia copies, but we're also talking about the specialist talents for the disciplines. Kind of at the same time. Spellbender, you may spend 6 turn actions and modify a single active spell that you cast. Modified spells have the features other than duration interchange for the features. For other features. Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. How many signed copies are there? I think there was about 400 to 500. 400 and some change, I believe is how many it was. 100 UTs.
Hello.
Hi, what's up, immense? How's it going? So wizards now have the ability to modify their spells actively. I find this so funny, dude. You know what's so crazy about that? To me is that you could totally do like this, like you're healing somebody, and then like you try to get them to talk, right? Like wizards are gonna be so good at torture chambers because they could like heal somebody and then turn it into paralysis.
Sup everyone, in class, but that won't stop me from showing up.
Yo, what's up, Silvers? How's it going? Welcome in. So if your spell's lingering elemental, you change it to instant. What happens? Then the spell would end.
Hi, Silvers.
The spell would end because even if it has a duration, once it has no effect, the spell ends. Unless it has a different effect that is keeping the duration active in some way. Ephemeral Gate. When you teleport using Shadow Step talent, you may spend an additional turn action to target locations that would normally be obstructed when using the travel action. That's right. Oh my god, dude.
Mage
Ephemeral
Torture
Gate's so
go
disgusting. Mage Torture go burr? Mage Torture go burr? This reel only gets cooler. Dude, okay, no, wait, hold on. Did I tell you guys about the mage hostage situation? Have I told you guys about the hostage situation that I realize is so messed up? When it comes to specifically magic casters, this is the reason that putting any enchantment on an imbue skills just kind of sucks. On an imbue, oh yeah, because imbue doesn't need enchantment. Hostage situation, I'm interested. So one of the things that I realize is that if somebody has subtle spells, right? So subtle spells is the specialist talent that allows you to, hold on, I'm gonna read it out specifically. It's the one that basically allows you to cast silently, right? So spells always have to have some kind of noticeable state that makes it known that you're casting a spell. But subtle spells and then followed by mystical cognizance says, you may cast spells without making any physical or audible gestures. Creature gain a point of favor on tests made to resist spells cast this way. But when you get into mystical cognizance, it says when casting spells with no physical gestures, they do not gain a point of favor. And it gives you more cast through media. But with that in mind, that means that you could walk into a bank, right? You could walk into a bank and you could use illusion and you could say, this is a robbery. And no one knows who's casting the spell.
BTW,
no one knows who says this.
Superman uses the persona talent.
Imagine using
Clark Kent and Superman look identical, but everyone just acts like they're different people.
Imagine using like illusion alteration. You paralyze somebody, maybe necromancy. You start draining their soul from their body, and you say, this is a robbery. Put all of the money in XX location. Tell everybody this is a robbery. If you don't, you will die.
At Silvers_Void,
and you do that you do all of that with a subtle spell.
Otherwise, pretty same as DMing any game.
And no one knows who's casting the spell or what's happening. And if you are the hostage shaker, you hear,
have fun with it. You're a storyteller.
You hear the banker say, there's a robbery happening, everybody get down. The hostage taker also gets down because no one knows who anybody is here. And I just want to say, the discipline that's the best at this, because this is affinity magic, is the fucking bard. The bards are the best at doing this. Those fuckers. Actually, I don't know the phenomenon that version has been started. You can actually cast through a wall if you wanted. You could cast it through a wall too. The original, the goddamn lovers. The reason why I thought of this, or the reason that this popped into my head, is that like if the encounter that I was imagining in my head originally was a guard that was using like extreme brutality, and someone walked past them, saw it, and just subtle spelled paralyzed them, and said, "You're gonna stop, or I'm gonna kill you."
Artificer is the best counter picker build you can misc, because they can mod their perpetual reshape on themselves and also all their armor.
That's so funny. Wait, you're right. They can. Mage being to a menace to society is amazing. Oh yeah, no, 100%, dude. Mages are so disgusting. Magic is treated with such power. It's so crazy.
I absolutely love Illusory Reality in D&D, and it is my actual favorite subclass ability, and so is there anything that's similar?
Oh my gosh, dude. If you like, I'm not trying to be like boastful here, but if you like that kind of stuff, I think you really like Utopia. I mean, chat can say it. Chat can let you decide, so it's not coming from me. But I think yes, there's a lot of things you can do with Illusion in Utopia. I'm not discussing, I shower regularly. Felt? May just sound horrifying here, and I'm excited to see what fucked up things people can think of. Oh my god, dude, how the hell do you take a mage hostage? How do you take a mage hostage? You do the same thing to them. You can do the same thing to a mage. All you have to do is be the better mage. You know what I mean? Or I have a question on that. By default, the spell needs to be audible in some way, right? So could you cast a spell that like voices thoughts aloud and then turn silent and be able to cast spells via audible thoughts? So the thing about casting a spell audibly is that it should be known that it is a spell, right? When you cast a spell audibly, it is known to a general public that you are casting a spell. Like, if you cast a spell in front of somebody with no subtle spells, with anything like that, everyone knows that you are casting a spell. That is the point behind it. The reason why it's not specific...
You can essentially telekinetic grab someone without using magic,
yes,
which is very silly.
The reason why it doesn't state specifically that it has a verbal component or that it has a somatic component is because not all creatures have hands and not all creatures can speak, right? So because there's species that can't physically speak, I can't say you have to say something because that would make non-verbal species incapable of casting spells. It just means that there has to be a way that you're stating, I am casting a spell. And that has to be obvious in some way that's specific to your character. Everything else is up to flavor to you, you know what I mean? If you're a bard, it could be via an instrument. If you're a sectling, it could be via skittering, you know what I mean? It could be via clapping or, you know, some kind of like weave with your hands or whatever you want. But it has to be audible, it has to be visible, unless you have subtle spells. You can hold a mage hostage by blocking their spell medium by the, be this their hands, runes, mouth, etc. Yeah, also anti-magic fields exist. Speaking of illusion bullshittery, do you remember the pig from the cave? Oh god, I remember the pig from the cave, yes. There was another interesting phenomenon that I remember hearing about, and that was, I really wanted to hear about an artificer sniper. Because if you have a sniper, right, you can do the engineered bane, where it specifically does double damage against one creature.
But as a counterpoint,
and then using,
_heights. Suffer.
This is specifically to that what Dinah was talking about.
With reality, I recreated someone's mother and had them slowly twist a knife into their abdomen and twisted it via my sorcerer's telekinesis and torture this guy forever to a slow death to his loving mother.
Yep, you could, oh my god, you could do that so many different ways in Utopia, dog. If you want to do something like that in Utopia, you can get way crazier than that if you wanted to. But if you were an artificer wizard like Dinah was talking about, one of the things that we were saying is that you could use engineered bane. And what I always said is because engineered bane takes 6 turn actions, it's me carving your name into the bullet. You know what I mean? Because that's like a common concept that people talk about is carving your name into the bullet. Engineered bane says that it specifically does double damage against one creature in specific. I'm putting your name on the bullet. You load the gun, and then as a wizard, you use illusion to make your gun silent. Oh my god, dude. And because you're an artificer, you have access to the combat hunt skill, which gives you abilities like momentum, which means that you get damage increase the more range that it is. If you have 4 stacks of assist on a 300-meter range weapon,
crimes against humanity in Utopia.
If you have 4 meters of range or 4 stacks of assist on a long-range weapon that goes 300 meters. Do you know what the TD is you need to beat against that? For anyone who doesn't know, when you make an accuracy test with a ranged weapon, you get a point of favor if it's in your short range. It takes 2 talent points for sniper, which means long range and short range are the same thing. So you're rolling a point of favor against this TD. The TD for 300 meters with 4 stacks of assist is 19. You have to beat a 19 to hit at 300 meters with a point of favor. Get out of here, dude. Good night. The gun with which an engineered bane is charging yourself is the best weapon. Oh my goodness, one of my favorite phrases, a bullet is so personal, like a deer blank. However, a rock is more like to whom it may concern. I fucking love that so much. I can do one worse. Can I do a silent railgun that has a rail of 12 feet by 6 feet? Yes, you absolutely can do that in Utopia. Utopia has custom items. That is absolutely possible. Yes, you can do that. There's items in the core book that do something similar to that. But there's also custom items. You can build them from scratch. And you can absolutely do a railgun. What would a campaign specifically made for Let's Commit War Crimes and Crimes Against Humanity look like? Dude, I would absolutely love that. Can you imagine just playing the evil guys? Like, you just play the bad guys, and that your entire goal is to just wreak as much havoc as possible. Poise handling, Hunter's Mark on that combo. Oh my god, you're right. Oh my god, you're right. Wait a second. Wait till structures come out and you can build a ballista. Oh my god, that's right. You're gonna be able to get ballistas. I forgot about that. Assassin, torturers, and politicians. Oh my. HE comes out, I might have to run it. I'll just play Heath Ledger's Joker. That's actually so funny. That's actually one thing I wanted to bring in so that at least structures had something that we could work off of, right? So for structures obviously can't move. So where was it?
Every campaign IGM turns into an evil campaign.
Features, yes, features for structures. This is one that I wanted to introduce. Which was, what's the, yes, okay, so it goes like this. I need something that basically says that you put a thing on a thing. What's a thing that means
Question:
that?
If I make a fake brick wall dot over a brick wall and building and collapse the building, can I commit deaths via that way?
Yeah, absolutely. There's literally an effect in weapons called Shipwrecker, which states that it does double damage to structures. There's also a way to build custom structures in Utopia in the Adventures Guide, which is what we're working on right now. Attach is close. Yeah, that, but a little bit more specific, which is unfortunate because I didn't tell you how it's specific. There we go. I'm gonna go mounted, and I'll explain why in just a second. Okay, that's a lot of words. But me when the building inspector rolls up. Oh, you know what else is gonna have to be here? You know what else is gonna have to be here? What I need a name for what is like a portion of a structure, right? So like, that's hard. Well, I know we're gonna do the specialist sounds, but I want to introduce this because this makes structures possible now. This gives actual numbers to structures right now with only one feature, and it gives a lot. I went and looked at what request for my second copy message. I'm like, why did I say that? Oh no! Oh no! Jingle jingle Ori, jingle jingle specialist sounds, jingle. Hey, stop it! Stop it! Don't even worry about it. Let me finish this one feature. We can get to it. What's a partition?
Can you finish your description of the thing you want? I know a lot of words.
I'm gonna call it mounted. I'll explain what it does and then we can talk about it. That's it. Artifacts used this way may not include features that modify the number of slots required to hold it. Is there any other artifact features that we cannot use for this? Let me look. Let me look. Or anything that would require it to move. Hold it. Hold it. Custom non-equipable artifact. Allow the artifact to move or travel. I think that's about all the things that we have to do. That's true. Handheld artifact. Required to hold it. Back to move or travel. I think that's all we need, because even then, even if it had command trigger or number of hands used to activate it, it's still accurate. It's still accurate because you still need a number of hands to activate it as a structure, right? Yep, activations, command triggers, fine. Unwieldy is still fine because it takes a number of hands to activate. Destruction, psychosis, spell tech is all fine. Travel is fine. If it allows it to travel, it doesn't work, so you can't use clambersy or airborne.
Affected creatures are granted 1d4 block and 1d12 dodge. You can create a structure that gives you a shit ton of block and dodge. That's funny as shit. You can make a structure that allows you to cast spells only while touching it. Oh wow, this is actually really disgusting. Remote. Oh yeah, no, this is actually gonna get really gross really fast. I think we're gonna do. There we go. RP value divided by number of cells rounded up. Make a structure that lets you fly. Yes. However, you would have to be touching it, or you have to give it remote to do that. But you can do that. There you go. Structures are now applicable. You can now make structures. I'm sure you guys can go absolutely ham with the various numbers or types of structure that you can make with this. A huge tall structure with like a bunch of open space that you can fly in. That's actually so funny. Hate about illusion and it's centered around the DM. So I had a DM that decided to roll in sight immediately when I cast an illusion, no matter how subtle. Interesting. I mean, I feel like the GM, it's really hard for the system to fight the GM, right? I mean, that's just up to GMing. You know what I mean? Everything is up to the GM at some point or another. Extra structures are actually really cool. Anyone inside the building just can't magic. That's true, actually. No, that's really true. You need to make so the structure can't be used as ammo.
I can make a structure that gives me 2 0d4 block and 10 take cover and double my block.
Yep.
Smiley face.
If what's it called? If it's handheld, it's not ammo. And artifacts can't have loaded or loading. That loaded and loading might be possible down the line when it comes to structures and stuff like that, but we'll have to talk about that. Anti-magic field, but it's a whole ass building. You know, absolutely, you can do that. Oh, hey, I can make a structure that gives 20 d4 block and then take cover to double my block. Yes, you can. There's a lot of ways to double block, actually, in the AG. How does capacity work? It means it would basically be a chest storage, right? It would be literally chest storage. That sounds unreasonable until you remember that fortifications are a thing in actual battles. Yeah, no, 100%. It's an archer's parapet. You know what I mean? If an illusion has a touch effect, will it break if the illusion is touched? It doesn't break the illusion, but you phase through it, so it becomes obvious that it's an illusion. I was figuring that there are ways to prevent that, though. In this spell system, you can make ways to prevent that and make spells physical. Illusions physical, even if it's only in very specific spots. You can do that very, very fluently. Whatever you need to do, this system allows you to cast spells that you come up with on the spot. This is my anti-magic shack and my anti-magic car and also my anti-magic fighting ring. I must have all these things to match my anti-magic castle and my anti-magic garden. But of course. Oh yeah, I can make a little gingerbread house that gives me more speed when I touch it. Yes, you can. You can do a lot of things with this. And chat, for anyone who doesn't know, I'm gonna give you guys a second to look at this. This is how structures work. This is how structures work. I think I might have actually just made really, really cheap. I'm gonna have to do the math on this. The RP cost might go up quite a bit. But yeah, because if you were to make... No, actually. Oh, you know what? You know what? You know what? Where this has to go? This has to go like this, I think, because I forgot there's different types of RP for structures. So we have material RP. Like this. Refinement RP. And then we have power RP. This is very expensive currently. This is very, very expensive, but I think that's okay because just the sheer number of things you can do to make this work, including just making it larger.
Imagine having like command center that basically lets you send a fireball anywhere in a specific range. This does a lot. Saying any number of spells specific, or any number of cells specifically, makes this ridiculously versatile, but we'll get back into that. But anyways, so this is how structures work, roughly. They're broken into cells, which are 1 by 1 meter cubes, or 1 meter cubes. All structures have a minimum of some number of cells. I think structures can be 1 meter cubes, that's fine. Different structures, pieces should be broken into simple, basic, and advanced implements. Oh! We have simple, complex, and advanced. I think that mounted might be... Whoops. Is that advanced? I think that might just be complex. Let's throw that in complex for now. Might regret that later, but we can move it around. So we have basic, simple, basic, and advanced. Sorry, my bad. Simple, basic, and advanced. Just because I have a bunch of splits in the advocate system. I played BG3, yeah. Don't worry about it. There's a lot of moving parts here. The currency of each structure is in component slots and rarity points. RP is further broken down to material RP, refinement RP, and power RP. You throw another components at it, and it builds up the amount of material, refinement, or power RP that goes into a cell. Each cell allows for 20 component slots, but each thing that could exist within those cells requires a certain amount of each type RP based on the specifications. Yes. So this is actually wildly expensive. This is wildly expensive. However, by making it bigger, you can reduce the rarity required. So you can end up making, crude structures that do ridiculously insane things.
That structure is so busted, OMG.
Yeah. Yeah. Is there a cap for size of the structure? No. Not currently. There might be in the future, but not currently.
Gundam magic.
Gundam magic? I don't know what Gundam magic is. What do you mean? Oh, you're saying because you can just make it massive? I think what we should probably do is limit the number of cells. Make a size capacitance limit that's effective more powerful than the bigger the structure is. That's what I'm kind of wondering. We'll figure out the number of cells required in some way. If it's a massive intensified, it's basically free. Yeah, that's kind of the downside to it, right? Is that there has to be limitations on how that works, on how many cells. So you can't just make it infinitely bigger and bigger to make it reduce the cost to more and more. Otherwise, infinite size is basically just infinite capability, which is something that I was a little bit concerned about. But how to limit it is going to be, I think, the biggest question. Spec talent time? Okay, fine. Spec talents. Okay, chat. Pirate. I'm here, but just for a little bit. Welcome to Here, Donut. How's it going? Also make maintaining costs. I feel like maintaining costs is just bad bookkeeping. I think it's a fair mechanic, but I think it's not fun. I don't think it's fun for anybody to have a maintenance mechanic. Each hardline noble discipline. So, Rule Breaker is the noble ability. Spend 6 turn actions. Choose 2 creatures that have a renown of 5 or higher, or negative 5 or lower. That can both sense and understand you. They make a will contest against your display. If they fail, the number of turn actions they would have on their turn are swapped. So basically, if you have, like 26 million turn actions, and somebody else has, and your teammate has 3 or 6 because they're dazed or just normal, you can hand that off to them to give your martialist more turn actions instead. So you can gather turn action economy and then hand it off to somebody else. Blues are a very, very complicated, not complicated, they're a very cunning discipline in my opinion. Yep, magic battery, solar panels. Utopia is sci-fi and high fantasy compatible. So you can do sci-fi and high fantasy with it. Thank you for the biddy. 1 bit. Feast on your single penny, streamer. Delicious. Thank you. 1 hour with the surgery talent for War Surgeon is fucking ridiculous. It's insane. Pirate, Zealot, Artificer, Warden, Bard, Artisan. These are the ones that we still need to make spec talents for. Thank you for the spray voltaic. I haven't played a lot of BG3. I played it during the like beta build. It's really not my favorite game in the world. I'm gonna be honest with you. Peloton with pennies. Speaking of sci-fi compatible, ATG is still a thing that's being worked on. The Adventures Guide? That's what we're working on right now. Yeah. Or are you talking about the thing that you were working on, Donut? Across the Galaxy. Gotcha. That makes sense. Oh, thank you for the 16 biddies. I appreciate you. One day I'll fix that bits lifetime amount. One day. Probably. Okay, we need special talent for the pirate. So let's go look at the pirate real quick. Pirate says, first ability is Battle Cry. 6 turn actions. Any number of creatures that can sense understand you. You focus on this. While focusing, you gain a point of fatigue until you complete a rest. And when you take the travel action, they can with 1 interrupt action. It's okay, it's not great. However, everything else after it goes really fucking hard. So, second one is Induced Drive. Creatures inspired by Battle Cry gain 1 additional turn action on their turns. Ridiculous. Fancy Footwork. When you take the attack action, each creature inspired by Battle Cry may take an attack or cast spells using interrupt actions. So when you attack, they can attack. Oh no! Yeah, when you take the attack action, each creature can use their interrupt actions to attack as well. Debuff to enemies in the Battle Cry. That's so gross. That's so fucking gross. That's so gross. God, I love that. Oh my god, no wait, I love that. Oh, that's so mean.
Small debuff. Lil debuff. Something harmless, like having their block. Because that's perfectly
I have an
balanced.
idea. I have an idea.
At Rainey's Falling Pirate Wizard.
Okay. Why do I think this is a beginner's guide to killing God in 6 seconds or less? Oh, that's the one after Among Gods. That's the one after Among Gods, definitely. Okay, so Intimidating Presence. When you use the Battle Cry talent, you may choose for any number of affected creatures to be intimidated instead of inspired. I'm gonna say creatures chosen this way must make a will contest against your display. Upon failing, intimidated creatures have 1 less turn action on their turn, minimum of 3. So if they're dazed and they're a normal creature, then it doesn't affect them. However, in normal stance, basically it's saying that your team gets 7 turn actions and their team gets 5. You have a massive headache? That's unfortunately. Or can intimidation be limited to a number of creatures equal to the number of creatures affected positively? That makes sense. That's a very arbitrary rule because I feel like this is gonna break thematics very quickly, I feel like. I guess it's possible.
Hold
A number
on, let pirates fight a bunch of enemies solo. Because infinite is crazy.
When you use the Battlecry talent, you may choose it for a number of creatures, a number of affected creatures to be intimidated instead of inspired, up to the number of creatures being inspired this way. There we go. Choose an amount of creatures to be intimidated instead of inspired, the amount being inspired this way.
I'm making a new note to collect fun titles and names.
That's amazing. It's already really easy to take down, though. It's a focus ability. It gives fatigue when it ends. It gives fatigue immediately. It gives fatigue right when you use it. It is a very big downside, unless you're an automaton. Oh, no, you're right, you're right. No, you're right. No, it's when it ends. I lied. So, point of fatigue when it ends, all you have to do is hit them really hard. And even sometimes it's not even that hard, because it is a resolve test. Or you need to make beginner's guide to decide a thing. Number of targets equal to your portrayal score? That's true. I could see that, actually. Portrayal modifier -1. Oh, day side. Oh, like deity side. I understand. Day side. Jesus Christ. Portrayal works because it's more scary than people are scared. Easy. Portrayal is a part of display, isn't it? Yeah, portrayal is display. Portrayal and... Because appeal and language are... Yes, stunt and portrayal are display. So that's fine. Because the other portion is a display check. So that's good. I'm fine with that. Yeah, you start giving people points. You start taking away people's turn action economy, which is actually really gross. Stop making up words. Act is not in the dictionary, obviously. Okay, that's an ability of all time. Holy shit, pirates scare me. But I guess that's what they're designed to do. Zealot. Let's move to Zealot. Enrage, when you are dealt damage, spend an interrupt action to rage for as long as you focus. When raging, 3 points of favor on tests are made focus, 2 additional stamina when you take the deep breath action. At the end of each turn, if you did not take any damage, the rage ends. When the rage ends, you lose an amount of stamina equal to 12 plus 3 times the number of turns you spent raging and get a point of fatigue. Point of fatigue also prevents you from deep breathing. Gullible isn't in the dictionary either. I'm gonna have to look that up. I don't know if I believe you. Oops, your turn action's gone. Defiant. When raging, you ignore the effects of fatigue, deafness, blindness, and conscious paralysis and daze. When you stop raging, the effects of those conditions continue as they normally would. Undying. While raging, you ignore the effects of stasis due to being at 0 DHP. If you would be at 0 or less DHP when the rage ends, you enter stasis. So, you can't die unless you are annihilated as a zealot. So with that in mind, what is the Zealot's specialist ability? Should be able to ignore the stamina cost of ending rage once per rest. That's way too disgusting. That's an infinite rage, essentially. There's way too many ways to have an infinite rage. I mean, you could probably also already infinite rage, but it makes an infinite rage at basically no cost. You know what I mean? Can we make each way of casting have a downside and an upside? Also a raging ability that regains stamina? What do you mean? What's the Zealot do again? The one I just read? Basically, you can rage. You have to take damage at each turn when you rage. You deep breathe gooder when you rage, and you get points of favor on focus. Second ability is when you rage, you ignore all status conditions. And the third ability is that when you're raging, you don't die to being at 0 DHP. You can already infinite rage. Yes, however, if you get hit really hard, you just die in an infinite rage. Yo, what's up, Big Creek? How's it going? And that's the downside of the Zealot. Being able to counteract that just makes the Zealot kind of God. Like, make a stamina pool that can refill each turn. I feel like the Zealots aren't about regaining stamina. I feel like the Zealots' philosophy should be less about stamina regaining and more about spending, right? The whole idea is that they can spend more stamina than they have. I don't think that their ability should synergize with giving them more stamina, otherwise they're just too powerful. They're swinging in nature because of that. When you die to rage, you are brought back to 1 DHP given that you weren't down past half your maximum DHP max. I could see that. It's also about ignoring everything, yeah. That's kind of the... I don't know. I feel like we're making the Zealot quite powerful. I don't know, that's my head about it. Zealot dying to rage is something that I feel like a Zealot should have to contend with. That's not where the upsides come from. The upsides aren't in making the rage easier on you. It's about putting more cost into more outcome. It's not reducing cost. That's not what the Zealot's about. The Zealot's about even more output. That's my head about it. It's not about surviving better. Already you can use alternate action to deal a bunch of damage with that fatigues. I would be fine with, okay, actually. Okay, if you would end a turn without taking damage while raging, you may choose to continue raging. If you do, blank downside. 0 to HP, they get a base level preserve. Not glass cannon, because Zealots are still very tanky. The point is that they spec into very expensive output. Very expensive output. How about that? If you would end your turn without taking damage while raging, you may spend 5 DHP to continue raging instead. 4 DHP. Or they can use stamina while raging to have other interference action. I'm struggling with Wi-Fi, so it's going to be 160p Ori for me indefinitely. No, Grunkle, I'm sorry to hear that, but I'm so happy to have you. RIP. Oh, so Infinite Rage is even easier now. Yes, however, again, if you suffer annihilation as a Zealot, you still die. Like, you only ignore stasis this way. While in rage, you can take an action that consumes any amount of stamina. You may select a creature within 5 meters of you. This creature may make a will contest against your strength contest. Upon failing, the creature is dealt an amount of damage equal to the amount of stamina spent. Damage dealt this way ignores defenses, cannot be blocked or dodged. You may only do this once per stamina spending event. I want you to know that that lets you to have a full stamina pool and then spend all of your stamina 3 times over for a flat damage. I don't think that's reasonable, personally. Flat damage does not often exist in Utopia. Flat damage bonuses are very, very rare in Utopia because they're so consistent. And that allows you to just spend, like, hundreds of stamina for a free 200 damage proc. I don't know, that's a little tough. Just don't suffer annihilation, it's easy. But if you allow them to add modifier to any weapon attacks they deal in return for extra damage, extra damage is really tricky. Extra damage is always exists in a weird space. So a lot of people talk about extra damage, and I guess I haven't really explained this. When it comes to extra damage is a very finicky concept in Utopia. Because one of 2 things will happen. If you have an extra damage boon, it'll either get really disgusting because it scales in some way, and people will find a way to make it scale 1,000 times over. Or it will fall off, and then it'll become a useless ability. Examples of this, right? Physical combat. You get 2d8 damage for each extra turn action you spend up to 3 times. Great in the early game, it falls off and it becomes essentially a useless ability because 2d8 damage becomes nothing. Not even enough to pierce defenses, definitely not worth a turn action. A separate example of that is like the Solar Elves ability to spend 8 stamina to add a d8 of damage. That's infinite. That's completely infinite. If you just have a shit ton of stamina to spend, you just kill things and they die. That's it. Momentum is disgusting. It used to say 1 physical damage per meter away. Build a sniper, people die. That's it. There's no questions asked. You coup de grace with a sniper because you're 300 meters away, they are dead. There's no questions about it. You know what I mean? When it comes to adding damage is a very finicky concept. If it's a flat amount of damage, it's not good, it'll fall off. Unless you add a lot of damage, and then it's just ridiculously disgusting and easy to scale. Or you add scaling damage, and then it's completely abusable. Okay, I forgot you could just dump into overpay. True, my bad. Yeah, well, the Zealot can specifically. That's the hard part about it, right?
Maybe
Is that
something
Zealot
like
specifically.
climax that makes you use all of your actions and deal damage d8 equal to the amount of damage you took.
Basing it on amount of damage taken kind of makes sense. It's still very abusable, especially, I mean, that one's nice because it still comes at a cost, right? You're paying a cost. You took damage, so you're enticing taking damage to deal damage. The other problem is that there's already a lot of ways to do that, but if you're just making a modifier instead of flat damage, you can. I could see a modifier. When you deal damage, you may choose to take X damage to DHP and deal 2X bonus damage on the attack you've already done. I kind of like the idea of just pushing their rage on for further, right? The goal is to stay raging for longer at high cost, right? Rage already does a lot. Rage already does a shit ton. There's a ton of damage specs you can do in the combat strategies. I don't think that Zealots need more damage. I don't think that's what a Zealot needs. There's already a ton of ways to spec into better damage as a Zealot. Let them pay for rage with surface health. I mean, that's what the ability currently says, but with deep health, if you guys think that surface health would be a fair one, I mean, they kind of do. I'm fine with the 6 SHP cost. So basically, the hardest part about keeping a rage is going to be the fact that you have to take damage every turn. Yes, there's a lot of spells that can do that, but if you do it with a spell, they have to... No, like with overpay? Oh my god. Oh, I understand. Oh my god.
Yes.
That's gross. What if you just made it so Zealots need to reach negative double max DHP to get annihilated? Instead of just negative max? I don't know. I kind of dig this. I kind of dig the fuck out of this. Now Zealot's just big guy with 3 stamina bars. Yeah, pretty much. When you end a rage, if you would be forced to pay more stamina than your current stamina, the remainder is paid with SHP instead of THP. And then SHP automatically goes into DHP, so again, you get a 3rd stamina bar, pretty much exactly what Dino said. That means that it doesn't sustain a single rage for longer, it allows you to rage more often, which is disgusting. Like I said, it's gonna be really hard for a Zealot to take consistent damage through anything other than magic, really. Like, magic is kind of like the surefire way to keep taking damage every turn. You know what I mean? Other than that, it's just to be the person in front who's just taking all the hits. What's up, Black Spire? I actually like this a lot. Wow, if Zealot Mage keeps getting better, fuck! Zealots are by far the ones that just won't fucking die, dude. If you're fighting a zealot, there's like nothing you can do to just fucking kill them. They just never die. Like, especially if you have like a resilient zealot. Oh my god, dude, these fuckers will never go down. They will never give up. Resilient zealot, my beloved. It's so disgusting. They're so fucking gross, dude. Oh my god. Oh, Jesus Christ. Indomitable spirit. Oh my god. Wait, hold on. I kind of love that. Fuck, there's nothing you can do. Flies like 10 meters up and watches them rage below. Honestly, if you're a zealot build, chances are you can just jump that high. I'm gonna be dead ass with you. You can leap equal to your strength score. Takes the leap action. I was about to say, yeah, there it is. There it is, Dino. You're literally a body build. Travels with interrupt. Oh yeah, we're in purple. I'll just fucking long grapple you. Get fucked. They can throw weapons too. Yes, they also can throw weapons. Purples have long grapple. Rage currently has a bonus to focus. It has probably the best bonus to focus in the game currently. The long grapple isn't for the fact that you're far away. It's for the fact that when I fall, you fall, which just drags you closer to the earth. And then once you spend your interrupt actions to move, then I can spend my turn actions to end the grapple and then run in. That's my head about it. Who said zealots are melee? Yeah, they also have access to combat, to hunt.
A warcaster like a martial caster.
Oh, you can absolutely be a warcaster. Warcasters fucking thrive in Utopia, dude, especially with the AG. Zealots are actually ridiculously good casters. Thank you so much for the nice snack, Moochie. I'm gonna grab that in just a second. One of the things that I was saying earlier is like, you know, everyone makes jokes in D&D about the wizard casting fireball. I was like, wait until the fucking barbarian casts fireball, then see what you think. If you didn't know, Indomitable Spirit was a huge meme a while back. While aliens abducted a human, the humans started killing all the aliens in a spree of bloodlust. I fucking love that. That's kind of crazy, Gronko. Well, we took it. Martial casters are huge in this game, dude. Especially evocation casting, alteration casting. There's so much you can do. I stand by Zealot with one Sever and one Preserve Perpetual on them. Perpetual, Sever, and Preserve. Hold on a second. It wouldn't work. It wouldn't work, I don't think. I don't think that works the way that you think it does, Riggs. Let me read it. I could be wrong. Necromancer Preserve. Let me read it out. Upon casting, the DHP of each affected body and states becomes 0. If an affected body would take damage during the spell's duration, it reverts back to 0 DHP again, unless its damage was equal to higher. Nope, you can't. Because you are not in stasis while raging. So you would have to... I mean, you could just die, but if you become annihilated, then it doesn't work. Also, you're not a target. You're not a creature's not applicable target for Preserve. Because it says affected body. A body is not a creature. You cannot target a creature with Preserve. It has no effect. While raging, you are never in stasis. And also, Preserve does not work on creatures. You have to die first. Do what it meant. Species that starts with evocation, like baked into their games. Yeah, you can. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, species have evocation quirks now. Oh my god, zealots are so fucking gross, dude. Can you imagine playing a creature that has innate evocation as a zealot? Oh my god, they're so fucked. Kill me, dude. Kill me. Alright, Artificers. You are in stasis. You just don't care, but you still have creature, not a body. Yes, that is true. That is true. It might be reworded to make it so that you're not in stasis to prevent that, honestly. But,
I'm so
yes.
hecking excited to play a Zealot.
Zealots are so fun, dude. Okay, we're gonna go to the Artificer. Okay, so redesign. 6 turn action modified item. Items modified this way are treated as if you crafted them, and this action is treated as if you are crafting it. Modular pieces.
I'm
so
excited to play
I'm in college with a damn good internship and offered a job there once I get a bachelor's, so I was studying my ass off. No, that's actually so fair and probably a great idea. So basically, what redesign does is it allows you to gain all of the effects of you crafting the item. Advanced construction is an obvious one. It's specialist talent that says you get double modifiers for items you've crafted. So you take somebody else's item and then you redesign it, and now you crafted it.
I will play the most immortal rogue in existence.
You also treat it as if you crafted it in that moment. So like, for instance, if you have Relax Craft, oh my god. If you have Relax Craft, then you using this ability gives you the effects of a rest in 6 turn actions. Oh, Artificers are so stupid. Modular pieces. You may spend 6 turn action to modify any number of items you've crafted. For each item modified of touching items you've crafted. No infinite range on this one. For each item modified this way, you may exchange 1d4 block for 1d12 dodge and vice versa. You may also exchange any amount of any type of defense with another. These changes revert after 1 hour. So you can change your armor out for the features of your armor out, essentially. And then Engineered Bait. You may spend 6 turn action to modify a weapon you crafted, targeting a creature you can sense, or to remove this effect. Attacks you make against that creature using this weapon deal double damage. The modified weapon deals half damage, rounded down to all other targets. So, yeah, Artificers are really big about just using one set of armor that's just their Omni armor. And weapons and shit like that. And also stealing it from other people. What is pseudo sleep? Pseudo sleep? Did I write pseudo sleep? This is gonna be really bad if I did. Relax craft, pseudo sleep, relax craft. It's wizard? Oh no. Oh my god, you're right! Pseudo slumber. I understand. Okay. So oh my god, Artificer Wizard! Yes, please.
Pseudo sleep lets you postpone the effects of a rest.
Pseudo slumber, yeah. Oh my god, again with the fucking Artificer Wizard is so funny, because if you pseudo slumber basically states that when you rest, you can preserve the effects of a rest and use them later, right? So you rest, and then you don't gain the effects of the rest yet. And then you can spend 3 turn actions to gain the effects of the rest at a later time. So you relax craft, using your ability to modify an item, you craft it, and then you get a rest. Then you pseudo slumber, get the effects of a rest, and then you can relax craft again for 6 turn actions. So for a total of 6 turn actions, then 3 turn actions, then 6 turn actions, you get the effects of 3 rests in between actual resting. Look at that! The Reds don't sleep! They just do crack about it. Witchtificer grows stronger. Oh my god, dude. Yes, and no Theramus from BG3, and there's similar ideas and realms. Gotcha. God, this is so funny, dude. The combos in this book are so gross, and I fucking love them. To be fair, you have to be like level 40 to make this even reasonable to use, to be able to craft items. It should state that for the Artificer that it has to be within a rarity you can normally craft. There we go. So you can't modify an item that's higher rarity than your skill set. That makes more sense. I thought I was thinking that way originally, but I realized it didn't say that. Can I make Power Rangers but with dead people in mech suits that connect? Yes, absolutely. The Reds literally do not require sleep. Yeah, that checks out. Well, touching items with structures, you can have a massive line, train tracks, especially in sci-fi, monorails, spaceships, a vehicle, or any fantasy castle, etc., and modify all things touching it. If I heard the ability right, anyways. Items, vehicles, and structures are different from each other, so you cannot modify a spaceship with an item-based ability.
Artificers should have more improvements to their super weapon.
Have a good one, Donut. I appreciate you. Lurk for power. Should have more improvements to their super weapon. Maybe, yeah. Or some kind of bonus for items they've crafted. I should say. I feel like would be a fair way to say that. So I can do Go Mecha Rangers? Yeah, absolutely.
Note to self. Make character who literally never sleeps.
Zealots obviously never sleep because they can just rage unconsciousness away. And then pirates get fatigue, but they don't have an innate way to remove that fatigue. They just tire themselves out really fucking fast. Is there room for another ability? Depends. I mean, we have like 4 spec talents left, but spec talents are very specific.
_heights the coke lock lives on.
Pirates sleep. Unless they're zealot pirates. Oh, I can also make the mystery chef from Gravity Falls. That's a mech. Yes, you can. Absolutely. I'll be right back, chat. I'm gonna grab a
As a Rain World enjoyer, I vote double jump.
I have a small piece of pure evil, chat. That is a cinnamon bun. Cinnamon buns are made of frosting and pure evil. You did not know that. What specialist should Arties have? Yeah. Make the mystery shop as Rain will enjoy. I vote double jump. Well, now. Interface allows the creation of an item that allows the use of an item talents on vehicles and structures, and vehicles talents on structures.
Cinnamon buns are made of pure mass.
Pure mass. The only problem with that is that vehicles and structures might be able to do that innately.
Sadly, I am not a zealot who can rage my eep away, so I must go.
Lord for power, Archways Rad, I appreciate you. Oh my god, wait a second. Oh my god, Rix, oh my god! Give me a second. Give me a fucking second, chat. That is potential. I can say it would probably be the artisan that does that. I'm gonna be honest. I'd have to look at how those things interact with each other, but I'm not against it. Items combine this way, so there's a combining mechanic. Hold on.
I tried to shake it, find a way to get you off my mind. Really tried to draw that line. One look from you, I'm praying I could call you mine. Baby, you got my hands tied. No more games. Can't we just say its name instead of running away and jumping the gun to play it safe? Oh, it's been a weekend here.
Okay.
This bed we can sleep in and let the feelings overflow. Use this
Okay.
this, let's just
No, you've heard of power napping, now try power insomnia. Okay, you may spend 1 hour combining 2 weapons or 2 armor items that you crafted together, that haven't already been combined. Items combined this way only utilize the effects of 1 item at a time, but require a number of slots equal to the sum of both. When you become the target of an effect, you may spend 1 interrupt action to swap which item is active. Because at will would be disgusting, dude. It should be reactive in my opinion. You can target yourself with an effect if you really have to, but making it so that you can't just be whichever one you want it's really disgusting if it's just whatever you need it to be. Requiring some amount of 2 IA, but which one do you want? Do you want at will or do you want to take a long time? Well, 1 IA already converts to 1 turn action. Interrupt actions always have something they respond to, generally. I guess that's not true. Okay. Okay, that's fine. Okay. Are the plushies Omni tools? Maybe. This means that you can have, dude, there's so much you can do with this. There's so much you can do with this. You can have 2 completely different items, smash them together, and just swap between them whenever you need. Oh my god, dude, that's so gross. It's so fucking versatile, especially because you can have 2 different engineered Banes, right? You can engineer Bane 1 item and then engineer Bane a different item and just shoot. You can have like a defensive item versus a blocker dodge item. You can make a dagger anti-material rifle. Yes, precisely. You just chung chung. And then and you have a sniper rifle and then you go chung chung and it's a dagger. God, I love that. That makes me really happy personally. God, I love this thematically, mechanically. This makes me so happy, dude. This game is so disgusting. It will sit in the back of my fridge and gain sentience. I like this because it gives you a secondary fire without needing to rely on artifacts. Yeah, this is how you make sword gun. This is kind of what I was thinking. I mean, items should be able to have a secondary effect without being an artifact, but I do like the idea that artificers are just kind of the ones who do that. When you ask for convertible items is happy. If you use the other one that lets you recraft items, doesn't become non-combined item. No, because they're still 2 different items. They're still treated as 2 separate items. I will clarify that just in case. There we go, it's clarified. They're both still treated as separate items. There we go. Now it's clarified that they're still different items, so you can't target them as if they were 1 item. This is so gonna make a flame and froster with this shit. Dude, that's so funny. Every day we grow 1 step closer to Bloodborne. Fuck. Stealth and range attacks, foragers. I've never heard you come up with such a concept. Says 3 to trust issues. Arrows appear in the bodies of creatures they fight.
Wait, can you deconstruct 1/2 of an Omni tool and still have the other half?
I would assume that they would become no longer combined at that point, because it's not combined to anything.
Playing a rogue. This is crazy.
I really like that. Just suddenly, like, things just start to die around them. Interesting. I really like the idea. That's another thing you can do, right? Is that you can have this giant, like, 6 turn action melee weapon that goes chung chung into a ranged weapon, into a gun. Me when my hammer turns into a sniper. figured I'd try something new. That's funny as fuck, Forger. Hey, wait, you can have blocker gauntlets with retractable claws. Oh my god, dude! You just have big. Oh, dude! Can you imagine that? You just have like these big beefy gauntlets that give you a shit ton of block, and then you go. No worry, it's a giant crossbow that shoots hammers. Fuck yeah! Okay, hypothetical scenario. Let's say you combine a bow with an arrow with a nuclear warhead. Can you fire a bow high enough in the sky to switch into a warhead in 3 turns? The arrow turn into a nuke? No, because by the time that it attacks, at least not with this setup specifically, because by the time the arrow lands, you've already observed those turn actions. I mean, with GM discretion, you could, but once it's landed, your turn actions have already been spent. Think of a gun with grenade launcher attachment. That's actually kind of funny as shit. That's so funny, actually. Fire the ammunition artifact while it's still attached to the fighter. Fucking love that. Okay. Dusk Mask, you may spend 6 turn actions to choose a creature you can sense, making a display contest against their will. Upon succeeding, you spend their turn actions as if you were them during their next turn. Chosen creature does the same for you and your interrupt actions during that turn. Dusk Mask allows you to control somebody as a rogue. Rogues are stupid. Warden! Warden, I love the Warden so much, chat. I love the Warden so much. Can you use this to combine 2 types of ammo into 1 slot? No, ammo are not weapons. It says weapons or armors. You cannot combine ammo this way. Ammo or artifacts. So Warden, backhand. When you take the block action against an attack, you may spend an interrupt action to deal the prevented damage to the attacking creature. You gain inexorable. You gain 2 points of favor on tests made to resist non-damage effects that target you. Reflect. When a creature you can sense targets you with an effect other than damage.
Stick artifact weapons together. Says they're weapons. Smile/J.
Yes. If it says they're treated as weapons, then it is possible. However, I think that artifacts state that they're treated as weapons in an attack. But if that's not the case, if they say they're treated as weapons, then yes, you can combine them. Target with an effect other than damage that you can successfully prevent, that creature succumbs to those effects for as long as you remain concentrating. So, Wardens are basically the know you of the disciplines. Then yes, you are correct, Dino. Then yeah, no, Prime Dino, you're correct. If artifacts are treated as weapons, then they count. Speaking of that, let me tack on a feature I don't want to forget real quick. I don't want to forget this. Do we want to add interchange to weapons? So there's just a swap ability that the weapon can have innately? Do we want an innate different option for weapons on their own? So just a buff backhand. Maybe let it so you can do it without an additional IA cost? Maybe. What if Warden's ability was that they could use their dodge instead of their block? Kind of disgusting. You don't think so? You don't think we should have an interchange weapon ability? You don't think that should be a feature? Or were you saying no to the Warden? What were you saying no to? Because the Warden being able to use that with dodge is very powerful. It should be special? Okay. It's on Artie, it should only be on Artie. Okay, fair enough. It is very expensive on artifacts, but I'm honestly kind of fair. It's kind of gross to have that level of versatility. I'm gonna be dead honest with you. Prevented damage, bypass defenses. Fair. Maybe, I mean, another thing a Warden could do is give people points of disfavor when they are resisting effects that originated from themselves. Like, have their block and dodge against it, and have their block and dodge against damage that's inflicted by the Warden when it doesn't originate from them, and give them points of disfavor on tests made to resist spell effects that came from them. What do you mean, what would happen if your equipped artifact turns into a weapon? What do you mean by that? Hold on, I need to read something real quick. I need to read something, because I'm pretty sure this is how this works, and I kind of want it to work this way. Let's go to the Gladiator real quick. When you make an attack that reduces a creature's DHP to 0, you may take the attack action directly after. If you do, yep. When you attack, a creature reduces DHP to 0, you regain an amount of stamina. You make an attack against a creature, you may spend 67 to attempted execution. For each creature targeted, if double the attack's damage would reduce the creature's DHP to 0, it's... Yep, okay, this is what I thought. So, chat, funny story. If you're a Gladiator and you use Executioner on a Warden, right? So you use Executioner, which basically says that if double damage would kill it, it dies. Even though you don't get double damage. It just states that if double damage would kill the creature, then that creature dies, right? If you use Executioner on a Warden, and the Warden backhands it, you can execute yourself with the Warden ability. Die!
No, you.
So if the enemy attacks you with a knife, you backhand the knife, and they can't use that knife again that turn.
When you hit him with the Uno first.
That makes sense. So the way you can nullify the Warden's backhand is just being immune or having high defense against the damage you deal. I mean, that works. Yeah. That's a way to do it. With the Artificer ability, an equipped weapon can still have an activated ability, I'm pretty sure. Making a weapon, yes. What happens when the equipped artifact, also weapon, is transformed after being combined with a weapon? How would it transform? Because if an artifact has the activated ability to be a weapon, I think... Oh, hold on, let me read it. Let me make sure. The trick is to not get back in it. It's just to not be seen. You can execute yourself. You can execute yourself if you fight a Warden. Like I said, Wardens are the know-you. They're the know-you. Symbols and artifacts. Damage shall display. Activation is considered an attack, and this artifact is considered a weapon in addition to its other tabs. And it doesn't transform, it's just always a weapon. If it has the destructive feature, it's just a weapon and an artifact. No matter what other features. So that does mean, hold on chat, that does mean that if you make an artifact with 1 point of destructive over like 1 hour, just to make it considered a weapon, you can attach your dagger to a drone. And you can just be like, your dagger just goes chung chung, and then it flies away. They'd be able to backhand it anyway, since there's a thing that makes them aware, don't they? Yes, they don't necessarily have, I mean, there's a lot of abilities that they could take that allows them to do that, and there's also just Survivalist, which is just a specialist talent. It becomes a sword on your neck. Okay, so what this would state, I think, the way that this reads, as far as I can see, let me check. Yeah, so the way that it would work is that you have to spend... Wait, no, specialist talents. When two weapons are combined, they are both still treated as individual items. Items combined this way utilize the effects of one item at a time, but required. So the way that it would work is that you would basically turn your dagger into a necklace. And then either you convert it when it's on you and then it's in your hands, but if you convert it from a dagger into a necklace, it's not equipped, and you need to spend the 3 turn actions to put it back on. Yeah. Actually, a hidden blade in your necklace is kind of funny.
It is.
That's actually kind of hilarious. You could do that with your gloves, too, or anything. Oh, no, it has to be... I mean, no, it has to be an artifact. Oh, you can do that, because artifacts can be worn now.
What?
Yeah, that's one of the features. Is
when did that happen?
It's in the Adventurer's Guide. In the item features, there's an option that turns artifacts into hand, chest, head, and feet slots.
Is it a...
It's considered armor.
Okay, is it...
Which means you can do the same thing. Everything that we're talking about right now, you can do with artifacts again.
Is it...
drone dagger.
Is it considered an additive RP or is it a neutral?
Let me see.
It should be added.
Oh, it's unstated so far. It doesn't have one yet. Probably, yeah. Yeah, plating. This artifact can be equipped into the head slot, chest slot, hand slot, or feet slot, which slot must be chosen upon crafting. This artifact is treated as if it is the corresponding armor type as well as an artifact.
Yeah, that should be crazy RP expensive and also limited lower level.
Probably, yeah.
A minimum rarity.
Forger says, Kroos, come say hi to chat.
Hi to chat.
It'll be overkill to fight a squirrel with a cannon. Okay, so what are we doing with Warden? Again, I vote for backhanding, disabling weapon used. I'm kind of chill with that, honestly. That feels very in philosophy for what the Warden does, which is fuck over your whole day because of what you did. Use what you did against you. Does it only disable weapons, or does it prevent them from using that attack? When you deal damage to a creature using the backhand ability against a creature making an attack. Against the creature making the attack. Whatever damage you prevent, it deals to the creature who made the attack, yes. Yes, backhand does work against ranged weapons. If it disables the weapon, it should just unarm striker instead.
You know what's even better than a gun from a knife necklace? A gun necklace.
A gun necklace. Can you imagine that? You just have a necklace on, you're like, oh, what's that amulet? And you're like, oh. Boom, and then they die.
It's just a DB boner.
Oh my god, dude. Jesus Christ.
It's just a shotgun hanging from a string.
Artificers are so dumb. I love them so much. That creature cannot attack using that source again this turn. Not use. Use. When you deal damage to a creature using the backhand ability against the creature making the attack, that creature cannot use that weapon or weaponless attack targeting you for the rest of the turn. Target you using. For the... Oh, that's the... Oh, what's that amulet? Oh, that's my gun. Transforms into a huge sniper rifle. Can you imagine it if you just bust off your necklace and it just goes... And then you just have a full fucking sniper... God, dude. This is so funny and I love it. Yeah. Aggressive denial. I'm gonna call it aggressive denial for right now. Hey, you can turn a cape into a shield. That's kind of flex. Dude! You can make Doctor Strange's cape! I mean, you can kind of already make Doctor Strange's cape, but now you can make it better. The spy movie shit potential. This spy movie shit potential is crazy, dude. Oh, dude. The number of ways that you can make all the stuff Just add a clause to Omni-Tool that makes equipped artifacts become unequipped when they Omni-Tool into handheld weapons. I don't think that there needs to be a clause. Like I said, less text is better, and I personally say that that is self-explanatory, right? You can't equip a dagger. You physically cannot equip a dagger into your hand slot. Therefore, it is unequipped. When you convert the dagger into a glove, it's not equipped to you, which means you have to spend time to put it back on. Potential for jewelry weapons. This sounds like the start of a Magical Girl campaign. Shadow Mantle time. Magical Girl Assassins. Oh my god. Magical Girl Assassins is an entire fucking plot hook, dude. You cannot convince me otherwise. Tell me I'm fucking wrong, because if you do, you're wrong. God, I love this so much. Ken, I would like to reserve a seat at this table. Okay, chat, we have two more. Bards and artisans. Thank you, Voltaic. Bards. What do bards do? Probably dumb shit. God, I forgot about this. Okay. Stellar. You may spend 1 hour converting an artifact into your bardic instrument. While your bardic instrument is equipped, your global renown is increased by 1. Storyteller. Someone mentioned that you can have infinite bardic instruments. That is correct. This is not designed to be a limited thing. It doesn't matter how many bardic instruments you have as long as you have one equipped. It should not be that hard. I'm gonna run a Magical Girl campaign after the AG comes out. I don't even watch any Magical Girl shows. That's so fucking funny. Oh my god! If you're a Bard Artificer, you can have a fucking necklace gun be your bardic instrument. I play the sniper rifle, fucko! Anyways, sorry. Ori, can you get 6 renown then? Yeah, it's really easy to get 6 renown. Yeah, no, there's a study of Ballad that's just a stackable global renown ability.
It gives a whole new meaning.
You can have a trumpet cannon.
While you have a bardic instrument equipped. There we go.
It gives a whole new meaning to percussive.
It doesn't matter how many you have equipped.
The greatest percussion instrument.
You only ever get 1 global renown from it. Oh, I understand. Okay. Yes, while you have a bardic instrument equipped, your global renown is 1. I think it should be a handheld artifact. It should have to be a handheld artifact so you don't play the necklace. You can still convert that artifact into a gun, but regardless. I mean, cannons have been used in music at least once. Greatest percussion instrument, the baseball bat. And Storyteller, actions you take with your bardic instrument equipped targeting 1 or more creatures cost an amount of stamina less to cast, minimum cost of 1. The amount is equal to the highest renown amongst creatures affected. That's right. What?
Highest renown among affected. Bards would make amazing.
Why is to cast there? It's a universal no.
What's that?
Bards would make top tier assassins for high renown targets.
Yes. They have to like you.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's your renown with them. So if they like you, then you get huge stamina discounts. It's still crazy powerful. Yeah, so Crow's saying that bards make great assassins if you get to know them first and you learn them and you get them to like you, then your spells cost a shit ton less and you can just murderate them.
With ease.
Let bards spend like 6 TA and consume a global renown to give someone else the effects of arrest. But consuming a global renown is kind of
Why
ridiculous.
Is to cast there? It's a universal no.
You mean that's just because it shadows what everything else in the book says. Yo, what's up, Cantaroon? Wait, does that mean that you can reduce terminal drive and co-cost with the weapon bardic instrument? No, it says spell, right? Oh, no, it's not, you're right. I understand what you're saying now with the universal. Oh, yes!
This is a universal
that is correct.
Ori.
No, you're right. I understand. I misread that. Wow, okay. Actions you take while you have one of your bardic instruments equipped, targeting one or more creatures, costs an amount of stamina less, minimum cost of 1. The amount is equal to the highest renown amongst creatures affected. Ah. You're right!
Yeah.
You can make Kazoo so
At
annoying you
Rex
deal
at
psychic
404
damage and make it your
depends on
bardic
your table.
instrument.
You
Yes.
have
Yes, you
15
can.
global renown. Now you're a target.
Now you're a oh my god. 15 global renown? Fuck me, dude. Well, you can't do individual renown because your friends have basically infinite of that, so global's the only safe way to go. Yes.
I tried to shake it, find a way to get you off my mind.
I'm gonna say minimum discount of 0. That way you don't get fucked
Why
over for
global
having
renown when
negative
you can
renown.
global fireball.
I'm gonna blow up those guys over there. That'll hit the zealot. She'll be fine. Oh my god, wait! No, you literally just have a zealot in your party so you can target her for the renown discount, and just know that she's gonna be fucking fine because she's a fucking resilient zealot. It's okay, the zealot has died before. She's resistant to it now. And then
High
Dragon
global
Dance.
renown. The bards will kill you, or you better get real good at preventing associations.
Jesus Christ. Bard wildcards are so disgusting, dude. Can you imagine Bard wildcards that are able to just fucking like cast everything on you, make you fall in love with them, and they can fucking teleport away? Anyways, you may perform with your bardic instrument equipped for as long as you concentrate, choosing any number of creatures. You may perform with one of your bardic instruments equipped for as long as you concentrate, choosing any number of creatures that you can sense and understand you. While targeted this way, they cannot roll lower on a single die than their renown score with you. Maximum half of each die's maximum. Rounded down. Whenever a roll is modified this way, your stamina is reduced by 8.
I'm telling you, affinity scares me.
This is so fucked up. This is so insane. This is a target any number of people scry. Scry 4 specifically. This is a target. This is an infinite rage scry 4. This is ridiculous. God bards are insane, dude. Holy fuck. Anyways. What's their specialist talent gonna be, chat? What are bards good at? Zealot Artificer is just Maharaga. What? Who's that? Maharaga? Unironically? Who dat? Virtually invincible. Oh. I see. That's fucking amazing, actually. Tall would probably scare you, Lamau. I swear Ori says that is insane about literally everything in the AG. Cause they're all insane! Tall does not scare me. Why would it? Bards should be able to smash their bardic instruments to do crazy things. Yeah, but then you just get infinite bardic instruments. I mean, I guess you have to smash an artifact, but you can just make a bunch of crude artifacts for that. I feel like that requests exploitation.
_height stealthy.
If we did that, I feel like you should be limited to having one bardic instrument at a time. For an instrument, you can cast a spell with an amount of mages equal to half the RP of the instrument. Yo, Mikey, what's up? Welcome in. How are you doing? I could see that. It's interesting for the no destroying. Why no destroying? I like the guitar smash idea where they just smash it on stage. Why do you say no destroying? I actually kind of like that idea. I don't know if I love that it's very specific to spell casting.
You can't currently destroy items, can you?
Yeah, you can. You can deconstruct them. You can consume items using alteration. There's a lot of things you can do. Ready?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. It doesn't feel shamrock for a yellow blue, and also takes away the idea of having signature item, which is part of the charm in my opinion. That's fair. Shamrock. Doesn't feel thematic, I understand. Yeah, you can destroy items with 2 levels and a crafting station. That doesn't feel very Shamrock of you. It's funny as fuck. I can't wait to see how many halfling bards there are gonna be. Oh, the Fae. Oh, the fucking Fae. Fair enough. I can recognize the lack of thematics of guitar smashing. It is a dramatic moment, but I feel like it's not very lover coded. Bards can kiss people, but of course. Remember something randomly, is it possible to make magic item that duplicates? Kind of. You can, but you're not gonna be able to make a magic item that Wait. No. Yes.
Make a self-replicating gun drone?
You could, but it would be so convoluted in how it works.
And also Ascendant?
Not necessarily.
Really?
The only way that I could think to do that is making an artifact that uses spell tech telekinesis to craft items for it.
You'd still have to have the components.
Yes, it would not conjure the components because spell tech cannot create more components. Yes, it can.
You can use elemental.
Hold on, let me read spell tech.
Oh. You can do this in the base rule book.
Yes. The activation feature is not considered casting a spell, and there's no stamina cost must be paid. Spells have non-stamina cost, cannot be chosen. Regardless of the spell, the artifact is treated as the origin of the spell. A creature does not need to know any or can... Oh! Yep, nope, you can just use spell tech to produce components.
Permanently?
No. You cannot use anything that doesn't cost stamina.
Oh, and
So it would make temporary copies of itself.
That's still pretty fucking powerful.
Yeah. However, spell tech costs 2x. So it would cost 6 RP per component. Oh yeah, then it's definitely possible. That's assuming 1 hour.
Yeah.
So, an artifact that is crude costs 2 components.
How long? Oh, it'd have to be... You'd have to tack on enchantment. The copies would only last so long.
Common also costs 2 components. So you could spend 12 RP for a 1 hour replication, and it does exactly the same thing. However, you need to add to the spell to make it so that it lasts some duration of time.
Yeah, because
otherwise it's for however long you concentrate, yeah. But yes, you can make...
The artifact cannot concentrate. Wait. You make the artifact sentient, can it concentrate?
That's technically up to GM discretion, because it says it's the user is the caster.
Okay. Okay. Some good food.
Oh, that's right. No, it can't. I was wrong. Spell tech can do it. Elemental conjuration cannot make items with spell tech. So you can make an item factory, it just can't clone itself because it has spell tech. However, you still could use an artifact that uses telekinesis to craft things for itself.
It could still craft copies of itself lacking spell tech.
You could also make an artifact that conjures magical components and then uses telekinesis to manually craft them together. Because if you
No,
because it's still elemental components. Yeah.
Yeah.
It would need the resources from somewhere, but you can make a 3D printer.
Yeah.
Thought it'd be funny if you made an orb that could poke and it does 1 damage to you and duplicates itself. You could do that with illusion. Can you spell tech, craft spell tech items, or do I have the wrong idea? You are correct. You are correct. You can't use magi matter to make spell tech items. So you can't use the spell effect. You cannot use elemental matter to make spell tech items, but you can use spell tech to create elemental matter. What if bards shared talents? You can give everyone in your area one of your talents. That's so finicky, dude. That's so finicky. There's so many ways that would be impossible to balance, I think. It can craft itself using telekinesis, then yes? Yes. Yes, it could. It wouldn't be able to create the components for it, but as long as the components were accessible, it could. I will be right back, chat. Give everyone zealot. Kill me.
You got me shaking, yeah, I feel the fever coming on. Oh, you know you're all I want. Keep saying that I hate it, but it's kind of fun.
For flavor reasons, the damage could act as a component by taking blood or something.
Let's spend the weekend here in this bed. We can sleep in and let the feelings overflow. Useless trying to fight this. Let's just give in and let the feelings overflow. I tried to shake it, find a way to get you off my mind.
Damn. Wait, when are we gonna be able to play the Fae? In the AG. What do you think I meant when I said halfling bards? Halflings are Fae.
It's
They're
too much.
they're Fae-esque.
My actions.
It's the consequence of my actions. You don't play the Fae play you. Kill me. Up here in species, yes, we have halflings. Leprechauns, gnomes, gremlins, fairies, and kitsune are all... Oops, I said something I probably,
Hey, what if you could cast things through your bardic instrument to affect an AoE by default?
Oh, interesting. That's also very difficult to balance. That's so hard to balance. Wait, Ori, what are the stats
How
I need
does
to know now? They're
Spelltech
not made
interact
yet.
with transmute?
Wouldn't work. New transmutation, it would not work. The one that's written in the book right now is wrong, and with that, it would work. The caster would have to be touching the sample. However, in the new version of it, it would not work because it
OLP.
consumes a component. And if it consumes a component, it has a cost other than stamina.
I need them.
Oh, do you now? Do you now? Interesting. Blue's philosophy is usually having an AoE of everyone that can hear you. So converting things to an AoE of everyone that can hear you, would get pretty out of hand. Play a bardic instrument equipped. Spend 6 turn action to target a creature. Your choice of a charm or will test. Upon succeeding, you learn the answer to any one question of the creature. The answer must be truthful, but will only be answered to the best of the creature's knowledge. The creature will then gain 1 additional point of favor to contest this ability permanently. Interesting, but I feel like there's already a lot of things in the Bard's tool belt that does that. Like, for instance, like even outside of magic, the School of Affinity has the study of Decipher, which kind of does that. It has effects similar to that. Actual new transmute effect, I don't have it on me. I would have to talk to Rain, I think. That or it's in the errata of the 09. I do already have the character I want to bring to Utopia. Interesting. That's very interesting. What do bards do that's special? They target renown. That's their big thing. Is that their targets, their abilities are based on how much renown they have with people. That's their effects. They have support, and they are more effective with more renown. They can do a little dance. Do a little dancey dance. Clause about affecting everything in a wake is removed. You need a kilogram sample, and the sample is consumed. Correct. Caster must be touching. You are still the caster when you use spell tech. The person equipping the artifact is considered the caster during spell tech. When you lose renown, there's a chance you don't.
Maybe let them get a one-time megas equal to the total renown of every creature that can hear and understand them.
I like Reigns a lot.
At Sky_Heights reasons.
Can renown to gain a benefit? That's what affinity bargaining does. I don't think bards want to spend renown. Bards shouldn't want to spend renown. They want their renown as high as possible at all times. One-time mages equal to the total renown of every creature that can see and understand them. If they have 1 global renown,
and 1 renown with a settlement, they have 2 renown with every person in the city. That's a free planet-sized fireball right there. Can everyone in the city hear and understand them? Probably a lot of people. If nothing else, you can bring home a pavilion, you know, walk into a pavilion and just a crowded space and still get, you know, 100 stamina discount. What happens if you transmute Magi Matter into Elemental Matter? Does it still suffer under the same effects, or is it now normal component? It would still be the same.
At Sherbert_plays. Lore reasons?
I don't know. I would have to look at that. I think in the new transmutation, there will be more clarification as to how that works, but while unclarified, I would call that GM discretion.
You got me shaking, yeah, I feel the fever coming on.
Assuming that you're talking about the fact that
Saying that I hate it, but it's kind of fun.
about the fact that elemental matter goes away, then you could transmute hypothetically. Oh my god, Boop with the sub. What the fuck is up, dude? Welcome in, stranger man. Thank you so much for the 8 months. I appreciate the hell out of you. Potential sables both. They become components probably, since that's what elemental matter is. Yeah.
PW.
Woo! What's up, man? Thank you so much. 6 months in a row, 8 months total is insane, dude. Thank you so much.
Like a D100 roll or a coin flip or something number. Maybe less likely to not the more you have taken advantage of the skill with that person. LOM8S.
Bard's getting a D100 is so funny.
I tried to shake it, find a way to get you off my mind. Really tried to draw that line. One look from you,
Okay, Bards, you can have a D100.
call you mine.
Oh my god. Winning smile is so... Ah, fuck.
More games. Can't we just say its name instead of running away and jumping the gun to play it safe? Oh, it's been a weekend here in this bed we can sleep in and let the feelings overflow. Useless trying to fight this. Let's just give in and let the feelings overflow.
Okay, if you would lose renown with a creature or settlement, you may roll a D100. If you roll higher than 50 plus 10 times the amount of renown you would have lost, you don't lose any renown instead. Got some excited things for Utopia when you talk sec after stream? Oh, fucking bet, dude. It is a shorter stream today, just a heads up, so it's probably going to be about 8 to 8:30. D100, yummy. Stranger Man got some stuff for Utopia, sounds fun. Oh yeah, Stranger Man definitely has some shit for Utopia. Probably less stuff that you guys would like, but stuff that's going to be very important for Utopia. I kind of love this. The question I'm asking is, if you transmute magic matter into elemental matter component, does it still function the exact same as previous elemental matter with all of its restrictions, or does it function a regular component be able to be used in spell tech? I would say that it still holds to the characteristics of elemental matter, which means that it would not be usable for spell tech. Trader Man always has stuff for Utopia. That's fucking right. Whoa! Okay, so bards just have the ability to not lose renown when they lose
Make it
renown.
so bards have a license to fuck.
Oh my god. That also means that if the bard... I want to say why this is really disgusting, because the study of bargaining is literally all about spending renown, which means that when they spend renown, they can just sometimes not. Bards always have that license in my eyes. Yes. The max they can survive is a drop of 4, though. But you may spend 1 minute and consume an item... No, that's liquidation. Insider, when you purchase an item for a settlement, you reduce your renown to that settlement by 2. If you do, you must only pay half the cost for the item. I'm gonna say 1.
Watching me come undone. No more games.
Because a settlement drop is really painful. Which means that whenever you do this, you just have a 40% chance of doing that for free. Fucking bards. No, you need to apply. It's the whole process. Let's not get into it. 5+ renown, one shot, they're fucked. Correct. Haggler, when you purchase an item from a settlement, you may reduce your renown by an additional 1 with that settlement. For each renown reduced, the base value of the item is calculated as if it was reduced by 50. So 40% chance that you get something for 50 silver pieces off, no questions asked, and you don't even lose renown for it. And you can do this any number of times. You just keep going until it doesn't work anymore.
Very few know that's why I'm stranger man. Though yes, you are a stranger, man.
But requiring you to play a good character, at least on the surface, is kind of funny. I kind of love that. While within
That's
settlement, have 3 or more
before
renown,
Richard
we reduce
56
your renown by
stopped
1 with that settlement to
stating
summon a
questions,
creature. Yeah, dude. But
New country
bards
questions
with
here.
bards with bargaining are just so fucking disgusting with that ability, because bargaining is just spending renown to get stuff, and they just get stuff, smile at them, and walk away. God, bards. I read backwards sometimes. Jesus Christ, Rix. Jesus Christ, bards. Yeah, I'll take that glaive for 2 pennies. Thank you, dearie, and have a nice day. Wink. Fucking bards. Sorry, I wasn't talking the game of Hoplite. What's up, Mikey? How's it going? How are you doing? Ads? Didn't you just sub? What ads? Backwards sometimes. God damn it, Forger. Sounds like a bard. I'm doing absolutely amazing, Mikey. Thank you so much. Artisan, this is the last one that we need a spec talent for. This is the last spec talent. Okay, so their ability. Clockwork. You may spend 1 hour to convert a crafting station into a clockwork station. Crafting components using a clockwork station takes twice as much time when crafting components this way. The TD is halved, rounded down. Okay. So, a clockwork station allows you to spend double time, but a higher success chance to prevent you from breaking it. Helps, yes. What the fuck? Favored relic. When you craft an item using a clockwork station, you may choose to make it your favorite item, rendering any other item no longer favored. Your favorite item requires half as many slots rounded down as long as you are carrying it. You may spend 6 turn actions to recall the item, immediately putting it in your possession. Masterpiece. When crafting a favorite item, you may choose up to an amount of RP worth of features. As long as you're using the item, it's treated as if it has the additional features. The additional amount is equal to 10 times the number of rarities higher than crude the item is. This does not modify its RP or the number of stacks the item may use. This does not modify its RP, the number of stacks the item may use, and the feature may only be used as long as it is your favorite item. So you get extra RP out of it. So if you're an artisan black hat, you get up to quadruple stack limit, and you can get up to 60 additional RP out of it. This is for the expansion of Utopia. So artisans are about slow, methodical quality.
We don't do D&D here.
No, we don't do D&D here. Boo. D&D is boo. So what can we do for an artisan that is slow and methodical? A lot of what they do is based around their favorite item. So they have a favorite item that is special to them and gives the qualities only to them.
Is the expansion free?
Expansion will likely have a prototype that's free, and then a full copy that is a paid product similar to Utopia. The other one that he is making, I'm making another one. 2 favorite, oh my god, wait, no, 2 favorite items is kind of disgusting, actually. No, that's kind of gross. That's actually kind of really gross. Just giving them more favorite
Slow
items.
and methodical, like a weapon leveling system.
Weapon leveling is gonna be in
double crafting time for a stack limit increase, maybe.
Weapon leveling will be in Among Gods. Kind of. I mean, you can kind of weapon level, but it takes active maintenance to do that through enhancement. Oranges, all the oranges can do it. However, something that actively scales, like for instance, it gets XP based on kill count, has the ability to make decisions, concentrate on its own and everything like that, that'll be in Among Gods. The amount of additional RP you can add to your favorite item is doubled. I was thinking about that.
Weapon leveling is planned?
Yes, it is. You have a weapon with sentience, it has its own renown for being your favorite weapon. I kind of love that. But artisans aren't anywhere in affinity. Like, they have no access to affinity, so they don't have a use for renown on their own. Extra 120 RP is insane. I mean, it is mythical, but yes. Do we want additional favorite items so, like, they can make, you know, their entire kit basically weightless to them and have higher RP, or do we just want to give them one insane RP item? Let me say, real quick, they can auto-recall any favorite item they have. I can finally Heinz Doofenshmirtz, but with really big muscles. Thank you, Ori. Ty, I want your opinion on this. Ty, are you here? I summoned my entire kit at once. Dude, it's fucking Iron Man! It's literally Iron Man! Hold on a second! You can literally call your suit
Maybe
to
let
you!
artisans give other people the effects of a favored item.
Where's our local genius? I love the auto recall, it's wild. Can you imagine that you can recall your entire...
Local genius Ty, please arrive.
Can you imagine being able to recall your entire kit in a moment? Like, you just walk around naked. Like, not naked, but you walk around with no armor or anything like that because you just go chung 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 and you're fully equipped. Okay, Ty, question. Which would you rather have? If you get the following booze, your favorite
Why am
item...
I needed?
You have an item called a favored item, right? It is half the weight. It has an additional amount of RP based on its rarity, and you can recall it no matter where it's at. You can recall it to yourself from any distance. Would you rather get a bonus to how much RP that one item can get, or would you rather have a ton of favored items, multiple favored items, instead of only a maximum of one? Different suits you can switch to at will.
Giving other people favored item effects.
Ty, which would you prefer?
I call my armor to me DM, dexterity test me, crit fail DM, you get mauled by armor meteorites.
Jesus Christ. Whatchy? Multiple favors kind of goes against the artisan philosophy in my opinion.
And the KFC chicken tender asterisk.
In my philosophy, I presume that means in my opinion? Or that was supposed to be IMO? I want to hear what Ty thinks about this. He already disagrees with giving other special items.
Yeah,
I
think English.
I think that it's a little bit awkward. How big of a bonus for a single item, and how many favorite items can you go with multiple? I think that if you go with multiple, I would say 3. I think that 3, it's a lot, but it's fair, in my opinion. 2 or 3. And the bonus would be, so starting with common, you get 10 RP bonus normally for common, 20 RP bonus for extraordinary, 30 for rare, so on and so on. That would be doubled instead. It could have additional boons. Let's say it's also No, I don't want to say that. Never mind. Yeah, we'll say that. One weapon. Oh, one weapon, one armor, one artifact. No sherps. That's genius. Prefer one big item? All right. You win, chat. And by chat, I mean Dino. Let's see here.
I am Cry.
I am also Cry. Can we give it any additional buffs?
My favorite nuke will have to wait.
Okay. How is it stated? I think a favorite item. As long as you're using the item, it should still features masterpiece. There you go. Only question, can we make ICB hymns using the vehicle system? Because we should be able to do that. Probably. I'm supposed mid-maxer. I like having big reliable tool to lean on rather than spreading the power across multiple things that could be riskier in situations. Interesting. We're not our yesterday conversation would be able to what would that be able to be a favorite item? More specific. There we go. That should answer the question. I would assume having generic better would feel less risky because if your one good item fails, you're fucked. Yeah, that's kind of my opinion about it. I mean, it is more min-maxy to have just one giant item, right? However, you have a lot of abilities that break items, deactivate items, things like that. You know what I mean? If your good item is good enough, you don't have to worry about failing. But what do you do against a black hat? Let me find the black hat to explain what I mean by that. Spend six turn actions to attempt to disable an item, making an engineering test. If the engineering test succeeds, the item loses all abilities for 1 minute. Then what? You stab them with several less cool swords. If they turn off my cool sword, then I stab them with my other less cool swords. Dino says. Black Hat, yeah, this super awesome item you got, I made it. It's mine now. Yeah, Black Hats can also do that. Artificers can take it from you by saying that they made it instead. Since the item is bigger than its size category would allow, I would assume that the item should have a higher TD to disable. It's really hard to make... I can't really make clauses against very, very specific instances. It needs some counter. Yeah. That's kind of the thing, is that it has to have a natural counter. You know what I mean? Or you could cast Fireball. I could give the TD based on RP cost rather than item category. For Black Hat, Black Hat is based on rarity. Which is based on RP cost. I could say
TBH, I don't want to know the exact RP of each of my items.
Yeah, I usually don't use specific RP for that reason, because keeping track of that is just kind of a nightmare, unless you're specifically a tinkerer. But Black Hat being able to do that would mean that everybody has to know that. In any case, I'm no longer... 2 points of favor and tests are made to resist your favorite item being modified. I'm fine with that. I think that's fair. There is one thing I wanted to add. Features, armor. Whoa. Wow, there's a lot of words. I mean, hat. Jesus Christ.
At Sherbert_plays nice, it's 108F here.
Oh my dear God. That's what they have. It's kind of annoying. We'll make average person reverse engineer every item they grab. Yeah. Something little bouts of rain, but so often doesn't get hot. Fair enough.
At Sherbert_plays, you take that. There are a lot of words for hats, lol.
Yes, there are. There's a lot of words. Like 100.
Petition to rename Black Hat to Dark Helmet.
Okay, this is something I've been really interested in for a while. But basically the idea behind this is that you can make an armor piece that takes up all of your slots. Yep. That way you can make an entire suit of armor if you wanted to. Now, the downside to this is that you can only do it with chest items, which really don't get a bunch of bonuses when it comes to stuff like mages, blocking, dodging. It is the most expensive for anything other than defense. However, it can still do those things. Ludicrous speed, go! We could add...
is so true.
We could add an ability that allows it to use other features, but I think that just keeping it expensive kind of makes sense. Yeah, can't make you fly, I don't think. Oh wow, you can put mages on it, actually. Wild. Yeah, 1d4 block and 1d4 dodge each cost 40 RP
Rix,
for a
I
chest
cannot
piece.
handle you popping off about the compass again.
It can't add speed either, you are right.
At Immense Senator 4 it's probably 5 or SMTH.
Do this then.
At Immense Senator 482 gigs final answer.
Let's do that. There we go. Oh, thanks so much for the show, dog. And the sauce speak. Okay. Pips, come here. Come here, pup. Pup. Come on. Come here.
Ori, tell Pips I say hi.
Pips. Or just says hi. So much for the show, dog. And Sky also says hi, Pips. Thank you for the soft speaking show, dog. I appreciate it. Hi, pup. Hello, pup. So now you can make a chess piece that utilizes your head and or your hand and or your feet slot, and it can use all of the features from those various armor types. However, it costs twice as much to use those features if the chess piece is the one doing it. But this will be a negative RP feature, which means that you do get a bonus for doing this. Dog. Wait, I can make a Pokeball? Like 3 seconds long, a little bit great for storage. What is that? I'm not please 180 kilobyte with the pipe propel. Softer speak, please. Unfortunately, it's over. You'll have to redeem it again if you want even softer speak. I think that this is probably in the 10 RP range. Roughly. You get a bonus? What? Huh? What? Huh? What? You chess piece helm combo with just max defensive and psyche? Yeah, you could do that. You could absolutely do that. You want 42 bits? I mean,
I need 300 more points.
What do you need? You need 300 more points for soft speak? Well then, lurk and stream more often. Poo butt. Yo, thanks so much for the 42 biddies, all one at a time, just flinging pennies. We're below 50 hours. No, this is terrible. This is the worst thing that possibly could have ever happened. No. D. All right, so we have something kind of cool here. So all of the specialist talents are done. There's also these weapon features that I'm sure that you guys saw. That was unavoidable and stifle, which prevents it from being dodged and prevents it from being blocked. These are really gross abilities.
Ori, can you stack inordinate on the combo armor?
No. No, you cannot multi-stack the same feature because it takes up more slots. Love you, multi.
So there's like a 40% chance it's not worth it.
Strong early, weak later, yes. No, yeah, 100%. Most downsides aren't worth it for most items. There's just specific instances where it is. Oh my goodness. Thank you for the cheer 25 and then the cheer 10 and the cheer 5. Have a quarter, a dime, and a nickel. Oh my god, I fucking love this. Thank you so much, Rix. Thank you so much for the quarter, dime, and nickel. That is amazing and I love you. 40 bits in total. You're amazing. I think you're about to get a new badge soon. I think you're very close to it. How much RP will the effect have? Probably 10. As of currently, it's 10. Helmet inordinate, so it costs double negative 27 RP for negative 54 RP. You cannot stack the same feature twice, unless it was naturally stackable. But even then, you just use it from one of them, otherwise you're paying double anyways.
What situations will that be useful for?
Oh, I understand. I understand. I'm gonna use positive. What situation will that be useful for? Creating a full body suit that gives you ridiculous amounts of defense. Defensive chest armor is as cheap as it gets. Yep. It is the best for defense, specifically. Actually, you know what? Let's do this.
Just put all that into psyche defense and then get armor aptitude. Problem solved. Unavoidable weapon asterisk.
How about that? It may use head armor features requiring an additional 5 RP per unique feature added this way. We'll say, and we'll do the non-stackable clause, I think. But armor got strong. I feel like these full suits defensive sound like something a company or army would standard issue or something. Might just be me. That's kind of the idea behind it, right? It's super thematic for that, in my opinion. So, in this sense, you could have it be... We could do 15 RP. It's a backpack. All my homies just wear dramatic capes and we fold into a makeshift pouch. Lamau. Okay, so it's minus 15 RP. So you can get a total of minus 45 RP for three stacks. And you can add features from their version, but it tacks on an additional 5 RP per unique one. I think that these will only be minus 10 RP. Let's keep it at 15. If you've ever played a low strength character, but it's rough out there. Wait. Oh, wait a second. Let's do this. This is a little bit wonky. But since I know everyone loves... How about that, chat? How about that? What do you think of this? If you have extra hands, can you use it as many times as you have heads? What's that? For what?
I can probably use the Utopia PDF provided to parse the info into text files which can be loaded into actual abilities. Tej backend isn't had, it would just be the front end, which I'm horrible at.
How about instead of having additional RP costs, it gets heavier every single time you start tacking on attachments. What do you guys think about that? Do you feel like we should stick with RP, or do you think it would be fair for it to just start costing slots? It does make it kind of anti-castery or it's more prone to big martial builds, but I feel like that's kind of fair. Heavier is rough? Okay. Oh, true. Reducing slots is kind of the point. You're right. Okay. So it's a 45 RP discount total if you add all 3 of them. So it takes up every armor slot to wear this. And you can get 2 features from each item. I think we're gonna make this minus 10 for a total of minus 30. Because if you're crafting your chest piece, you're probably just crafting what your entire armor set would look like. Like, let's be real here. And you're getting a huge slot discount, given you can't put that negative slot discount on every single item, so ups and downs, right? The head armor thing we're talking about, what if you're an Oxtus? Then you wouldn't be able to wear it. Oh, I understand. This would not be stackable. This is not stackable, so you can't do that again. It would take up one of your head slots. Minus 30 doesn't feel like it's enough? Why, though? I'm interested to know why. Because realistically, like, if you're gonna make a chess piece that takes up your head slot, you are probably also just going to craft a chess piece and then craft a head piece. It costs less RP, and it costs substantially less materials. We want proper crafting for Utopia server. I can 100% make that back end. I would need someone to do the front end. What do you mean by a proper crafting system?
At Sky_Heights I asked, it only uses one slot.
The Minecraft one? What is this for? It only uses one. Yes, but it has half the effects. What do you mean by it has half the effects? I don't know if I fully understand. Oh, season 3? The Facet server isn't Utopia based. It's not.
Guys,
it's completely
has
separate
to
from
be
Utopia.
Maxi.
Because you could have a helmet with all the effects instead. I mean, sure, it's just a lot of extra crafting, and you don't get the RP bonus out of it. It costs twice as many components, and for putting them together, you get minus 10 RP at the cost that you just have to wear both of them at the same
The
time.
Iron Maiden, full attachment chest armor with nothing but harsh physical.
You can do that. You can do that. Does it have the effect on every slot it takes up? Like, what do you mean? Can you augment it? Yes. If it gives +1 physical defense, it takes a head and chest. Would it give +2? No. No, it would not. How long does it take to put on? It is still a chess piece, technically. So as long as the chess piece does. So what is the point? 10 RP discount and less crafting materials. It's better for mass production, is what I would say. It's easier to make. It's very... Okay, let me say it like this. If you're a level 40 party and you come across, you know, like a handful of mythical materials, it's going to be a lot easier to make something that takes up more slots. I mean, I guess you're not getting... No, I get where you're coming from. I understand where you're coming from. Never mind. I understand. No, I see the math in it now. Okay, so if you're... I see. This is quite the conundrum. Yes, so if you were to craft them separately, right? If you were to craft them separately, let's say we're working with crude. I have 20 RP for my chest, and I have 20 RP for my head slot. I have 40 RP between them, but if I make a chest with an extra head slot in crude, the lowest value possible, I only get 30 RP. Why not just make both? Like, I know it's cheaper, but it's still garbage. You know what I mean? This is borderline 20 RP, actually. I'm gonna be real with you. Yeah, I think this actually is 20 RP, I'm gonna be honest. Turn into an artifact with the artificer thing? Can you turn it into an artifact? Turn what into an artifact? To make your entire armor set a little briefcase? Yes, you can. You absolutely can do that. It said it's less materials and less slots as the benefit. It could use the buff, but I see the purpose. That is true. It is less material and less slots. Minus 20, plus you get 5 RP for everything that you tack onto it. The best you're getting, the only place where this is RP equivalent, not optimal, just equivalent, is in crude. Once you get to common, you're sacrificing a lot of RP total. So it is not RP efficient. It is only slot efficient and material efficient. So I actually really like this math, personally. Yeah. You will get better specific things you want, it's just worse total. Yes. That is true as well. It doesn't take less slots. Because you aren't getting much at all for it. Sorry, slots as in like inventory slots.
A full body suit of harsh physical damage is funny. I am become battering RSM.
Because if you were to make, like, let's say if I were to wear 4 separate pieces innately, it costs 12 slots in my inventory, whereas if I were to make it a chest that just takes up all slots, it only takes 3. So it takes a quarter the number of slots. However, you don't get the minus 15 plus 4 defense is almost never worth it. It would be minus 20. I'm confused. I can't give half of the RP for the item rarity because the item rarity is based on this feature. So it would be circular. It would be circular definition. No, I don't think that this is not for build optimization. This is for saving components required to craft your armor. An example of why this would be useful, right? An example why this would be useful. So right now it's minus 20 RP.
What am I missing? Can you re-explain the full effect?
So it takes up an additional slot of your choice. For each slot that it takes up that isn't the chest slot, so if it takes up your head slot, that's minus 20. If it also takes up your hand slot, that's minus 40. If it also takes up your feet slot, that's minus 60, so on and so on. It can still be augmented if it has the augmentable feature. It can use features from the armor it takes from.
So this is definitely the stuff a corpo or army gives out.
Correct, Sky. It costs 5 RP additional for each unique feature. So for instance, if I use boosted on a foot item, it costs 5 more RP. So I'm getting a net negative 55 instead of negative 60. However, what I can do at that point is make a full set of armor in crude, for instance, that is, I'm getting to use 80 RP, right? 5 of it goes to using a foot item. And at this point, still in crude, I can get boosted. How many times can I get boosted? A lot. I can get 10 boosted out of it, even though it's a chest item. I mean, technically only 9. Technically only 7 because of this. If you're a black hat, you could do more, so on and so on. But, yes. That is an example of how this would work. Whereas feet armor can only get boosted with crude components. If I were to try to use boosted, I can only get 2 stacks of boosted without downsides. At common, it's still better. It's still better at that point. I mean, and even if it doesn't scale into common, it doesn't mean it's a worthless feature. If it's good for crude, it's still a feature. You don't have to use it. I mean, you can just ignore it if you don't like it. But if it has a use somewhere, then it's at least fair to have somewhere, in my opinion. Let me do the math on this real quick. So if it were common, then instead we would just have 20 more RP to work with and more stacks. So instead of 7 stacks, we would go to 10, 13 stacks of boosted, I believe. 13 stacks of boosted, whereas if it was only foot armor, I could do 5. I could do 5 stacks of boosted on only foot armor and common. In extraordinary, it still doesn't even out. It's the idea to add the ability to stack a bit more of one armor's pieces effects. That is one of its uses, yes. And that is to say that it still only takes up 3 slots. It only takes up 3 inventory slots, even though it takes up all of your armor slots.
This is for really hyper-focused builds.
Yes, it is a very hyper-focused mechanic. It is an extremely hyper-focused mechanic. It makes really, really cheap armor, materials-wise. It's very cheap. Because even though this has the effects of all of an entire armor set, accrued items still only cost 20 silver pieces. So you're paying 20 silver pieces for a full armor set. It's not going to be as good, but it will sure as fuck be cheap. But yeah, there's a lot of different ways that you can use this. It's not a super optimal ability, except for really niche edge cases. But again, it makes the armor cheaper to produce. See it? Because you can leave it out of the effect and just make that armor piece. If you were to make common boots, the highest you can get is... Common boots can get up to 5 stacks of boosted. If you make a chest piece that takes up all your slots, you can make a common chest piece with 13 stacks of boosted. Hands can't have boosted, head can't have boosted, chest can't have boosted. Only boots can. But if you make a chest piece that takes up your full build, you can have plus 13 land travel with a common item. That takes 3 slots and costs 80 silver pieces. Versus boots that
understand now.
That costs 80 silver pieces and gives you 3 travel speed. I'm sorry, 5. 5 at common. Again, this will fall off once you get into mythical, but also to make mythical gear at that level, you would need some odd 28 mythical components, whereas this would cost 6. This would cost around 6 mythical components. Even though you're losing a little bit of RP to it being mythical, maybe you're losing a third of your RP. You're getting 2/3 of a mythical item from a third of the components. So you're discounting 2/3 of the components to get a third chopped off of the RP. So you're still getting more value per component by using it this way. It is much, much, much more reasonable for manufacturing and for cost. Yeah, Black Hats are absolutely gonna love this. Anyways, I think that's pretty solid. Make this 10. Again, the Black Hats are gonna love this, absolutely. All right, chat. I think it's around that time. I think we have made some very considerable progress. We have every single specialist talent for the discipline specifically. All the school specialist talents are done as well. Species specialist talents are not done, but neither are the species. So, and then there's also options for more just generic specialist talents. But other than that, wow, there's not a lot left to do. There's species, features. There's just species and features, chat. Holy shit. Art of Ritual needs to be introduced. I mean, we can add more to this. And lore. Lore, of course, is the other one, but I don't know if I can bring you guys all the way through for that one. I don't know. You guys are absolutely amazing. This has been a ton of fun, and I really appreciate you guys for being here. Absolutely phenomenal stuff, dude. Absolutely phenomenal stuff. Yeah. Let me go like this. For an alpha of the AG. Pretty much, I mean, for a manuscript. It's not a prototype. Prototypes are different. The prototype is graphically engineered as well. So all the graphics have to go in. Okay, but the manuscript is kind of the most important part. Not bringing us along for the lore. I do not hate you.
Oridon Leprechaun.
Chat,
Oridon
make sure to copy that rated message,
Oridon
post it in
Gingerbread,
Birdie's chat,
Ori
let them know who
Invasion
sent you.
incoming.
I have a lot
Oridon
to do,
Original
so
Plushie,
I'm excited to see you guys
Oridon
tomorrow for
Plushie,
Chat
Oridon
Decides.
Plushie.
I'm super excited. Make sure to be here for Chat Decides. I really appreciate you. Tomorrow will also be a full stream as
Oridon
normal.
Leprechaun,
Like I said,
Oridon
shipping
BRRR,
can get in the way of
Oridon
stream
Gingerbread,
sometime.
Ori
It could be
Invasion
late. It
incoming.
could move around. I have no
Oridon
idea,
Ripley,
but I have a lot to
Oridon
do,
Big
and I'll see you
Plushie,
guys soon.
Oridon
I love you guys so much, and
Oridon
thank you.
Plushie.
Bye!
Oh, if you win said race, you get extra skill hints, extra skill points, mood boosters. I could see